and welcome to my stream today, where I'm going to be playing more Gods Frontline, much unlike planned. Stevens and I came to the decision that we're gonna have 2 or 3 weeks of forced break for Jagged Alliance anyway, so he was a bit tired, and 1 extra week doesn't matter that much. Let me get comfortable here. How is everyone doing? I hope you are doing well. Let me just quickly check something on Steam. Good time. You see, I made a funny decision today. A game I really like has made the decision, specifically a pricing decision, that I do not agree with. Not at all. Which is doubly a shame because I was really excited about what they were releasing. So I decided, hey, you know, I'm gonna leave a negative review. I did. And then I realized, hey, you can put this check mark in this box here, and people can comment on your review. And it's been a really funny thing. Most of the answers have just been insults, just random insults, whatever. Some of them have actually been entertaining, but Hi, Lappin. How are you doing? You nerd. For the most part, I'm alright. I am a little bit tired myself. But I'm also very much aware that I only have to stick through 2 more days of work this year, and then I'm gonna be on break for the rest. Though, you know, end of the year is always busy, so still not gonna be doing as much as usual on stream over the next 2 weeks. 2 or 3. Now. I hope everyone's doing very well. I know that I said that a moment ago already, but still. You know the start of it. A nice shower has been taken, getting pizza later. Yeah. Enjoy your Ultra Kill later. I still need to play that myself. I actually have the game, but I haven't played it yet. Nina's daily gift of thanks. Thank you, Kalina. Christmas season is lethal when you work in a bakery. Yeah, I can imagine. Oh, do you have a job again? Or is this more about, like, what was usually the case? Nobody had to survive 3 years of that shit? Yeah. Actually looking forward to it. You've had it for a while, your family sharing thing? Yeah. Insert joke about a thingy here. I guess. I am still cursed with cursed knowledge about that game. IDW, Danya. Yes. Fucking IDW. She is so loud, and her voice line is so long. Curse knowledge about what game? Curse knowledge about Ultra Kill. It is what it is. I think we had this topic before on stream. Like a while ago. Does it have to do with the Mandalore boss? What? It has to do with a mod that I unfortunately know exists. Hey, Leith. How are you doing? Me too, Lord. Mandalorian's secret wasn't overkill. I didn't know that. Oh, let's not talk about that one. I like how you immediately remember the curse knowledge. Good, how's you? I'm chilling. I'm a little tired, but I'm doing all right. Still enjoying the fact that I'm getting a lot of really angry. What are we talking? Curse knowledge about Ultrakill. The fact that a mod for it exists, and I'm not gonna say anything else. Nope. Oh, it's a random thing. Like, pretty damn random. Lappin Pog? What are you talking about, Lappin? Now I wonder if you know about the mods and I should be afraid. I have been reminded of, actually, some songs from GFL. Oh, wrong button. Yeah. Because if I mute this game again... wait. Wait, that won't play if I do that now. Let me add a thingy. Not for the developer, part of the Steam page is literally just the dude's name. Yep. So, you should be able to hear this now. Because I was reminded today just of the fact that this game has a bunch of really good music. Like the song that plays at the end of Longitudinal Strain. Don't I just like to throw the pop on a lot? It's more like a default reaction to stuff. I see. Reminded that this is a gacha game. And let me also say that after this event, people were not alright. Lots of characters were introduced and just killed off. For the people that remember it, this was the train event. It was a ride. I also do not want to get copyright struck, so I'm just gonna... What? Could actually open the stream with this, probably. Now that I think about it. This is very pretty music. It's... This game's a ride. Yeah, I found a thread earlier today where people were talking about their favorite music from GFL. We love characters dying after getting introduced. I don't know this one yet. Oh, this one's from Mirror Stage. Thank you very much for the 39 months, Bakasura. A lot of the music in this game, no, that's wrong. That I clicked this out of habit. Don't you watch the Knights of Sidonia movie for the first time and fucking hate killing off characters you just fell in love with? Poor, what's her name? Never forget it. Here's the thing. There is a lot of characters in GFL. And most of the time, it's not that they're just being killed off, right? Train events, the one that this song is from, introduced a character called Miller. Thank you, Caitlin Fisher. I already... No, I'm not going to do follow for follow. Goodbye. I'm just going to ban you. Fuck off. That was, like, rapid. Normally they, like, follow and then there's a few minutes of, like, lulling about and then they say that. No. Not this one. Not this one. This one was, like, instant. As I was saying, the train events, Longitudinal Strain, had a bunch of characters that were introduced and ended up not quite making it. Some of them did, though. For example, we still don't know what happened to Catherine. The greedy little shit got all of the money from Maggie, and we don't know what happened to her. By the way, this does actually have a full-on music video. Which is why I said I'm not gonna get copyright struck by that. But there was a character called Ian Miller, which was introduced as a... Well, fairly weird character with double personalities and whatnot. But the way that they went out was the fact that they got to know some characters, and they got closer, and they became almost friends. But it turns out that the enemies were surrounding the train entirely with military-style forces, so these were units that were significantly stronger than anything that we had on standby. Except for a bomber. Except that they were jamming the signal. So what they decided to do was taking this targeting pod, luring all of the enemies to herself, and activating it in her hand, bombing herself and every single one of the units at the same time. Which is honestly just fucking badass, man. Like, she's dead. Unfortunate. But, man. Also, this being God's Frontline, it's not like she was completely dead, but every single bit of character development and memories that happened during this event... Badass artwork. Yeah. Every single bit of memories that she would have had from this event, deleted, because it all happened before there could be a backup made. Anyway, we're going back to Mirror Stage. Before I get completely taken up by the fact that the story of this game is a ride. Where yesterday... let me also hide my tail. And the boop, and the boop. Tail is a little in the way. We've made it to Chapter 2. Thank you for the hat pats. There's supposed to be a line here, I'm pretty sure. Mattel is the best, okay? The best proof. But it does get in the way. Oriental Script 2. This is now from our perspective, from the commander's perspective, as Angie is doing something else. Why do you have to call it that? Okay, so what's this? Occupy the command post. Which is where? Okay, we're gonna have to definitely use Dandelion's talents here. Yeah, I'm just gonna use machine gun as well. How come we need... Yeah. Okay, we're supposed to move down the line onto one of these nodes. And then we get the aimed wave carrier. Dong. Let's deploy another unit here. Also, I still disagree, I'm not cute. Doom, doo, doo, doom. Also, I just realized something. Hang on. I have to be wrong. I'm right, though. Oh, this game... Oh, no, it's just weird. Ah, it's just a little odd. I see, I see. It's not supposed to be the way that we step onto the tile and it belongs to us. The game's just doing it for whatever reason. I just did it last time. I still want my machine gun squad to be in the forefront. That's essentially the reason why I did this. Switch these around. Move over here. And do it again. Down the line. Now we have the entire map in view. Now I wonder, is there any mark... Oh, we do not have the entire map in view. It's actually 3 separate paths. Well. Never mind. And there's a unit there that we need to stop. Good to know. Do not attack me, Rodellero. Machine gun squad, go! Wee. This energy drink came straight from the cellar and it's very cold. Holy shit. Now, cold energy drink is obviously the best energy drink, but fuck, that can's really cold. I just realized I actually need to move up Dandy anyway. Dandelion, follow me. I'm just going to spawn another unit for an extra turn. How are you doing, by the way, today, Leith? Before I forget to ask. And in wave carrier. Yeah. This place is a maze. Do it again. That's a dead end. Yes, already? Did I? Oh. I'm a little forgetful sometimes. Sorry. So you know for a fact that it can't be this path either. You know what sucks? What? I do not believe it to be this path, unless it's connected here, so I'm gonna go to the mid. Hey, Miko, how are you doing? I believe it's the middle path there, over there. Not having a setup for passive cold storage. It's not a large setup that we have either, but I do understand what you mean. Okay, I can't actually spawn anymore. I want to use my machine gun squad. What a shame. The music in this event is so eerily calm. I don't know why specifically, but it reminds me of a really old game. I went the wrong path. I'm wasting turns. Wait, did I go the wrong path? Yeah, I did. It is actually through here. This is not at the end. These two are connected. There's a line there. Can't have it because it's too wet. Ours is very, very small. Like literally just a tiny little crawl space underneath the stairs. Very melancholy Japanese media. It reminds me of a specific game. However, it's not a game that's usually very melancholic. It reminds me of Dino Crisis. Specifically Dino Crisis 2 in the science areas. It's literally a game that is like either almost as old or even older than me. Reminds you of old Final Fantasies? Reminds you of the Dino Crisis is a great game franchise, except for 3. 3 was terrible. Dino Crisis is a flashbang when talking about melancholy. It is. The thing is that it's not normally melancholic. But there's moments where you just have the times that, you know, the people in the franchise reminisce about things that have happened. Or must have happened, because there's some timey-wimey bullshit going on in that franchise. And then 2 specifically, one dude literally has a daughter coming, like, a daughter living in the past that he had when he came back from the future. It's all very wonky. Do we have a path to the end yet? Yeah, this timey-wimey bullshit also wibbly-wobbly. Yes. In its storytelling, however, very consistent. Except for 3. Let's not talk about 3. One, 2, 3. We can't quite make it. So might as well kill this guy. Smack him. The bright side of being a time traveler is that the people you love will always be alive at some point and you can visit them. That's actually an interesting note. You can always visit the people that you love, and honestly, that is actually a surprisingly positive thought about time travel. Hate it when you timey-wimey bullshit wibbles and wobbles. Aha, I got a new comment on my Steam review of a game. And this was actually positive. I was going to read it out loud if it was funny, but no, it's just someone actually pointing out the truth. Anyway, time to bonk this guy. Time to bonk the Doppelzöldner. MG33. 5 billion years into the future, my mom is dead. Doctor Who is wild. I don't know why, but I've never thought about it that way. Like, yeah, you can always just go back and visit your relatives, in theory. Depending on the exact model of time travel that exists in your universe, because if it's you do something and the future changes, then obviously not. If it's one of those where anything you would go back and do, you would have actually done anyway, kind of thing, then yeah. Yeah. Hurry up, this crew 3. Through Dandelion, the commander finds an extraordinary amount of memory fragments in Maclean's virtual cognition image. How interesting. You've been muttering to yourself for a while now. What have you found? Maclean is truly a collection of contradictions. The structure of a virtual cognition image looks like very early Paradise technology, but her memory fragments are presented in a way that is nothing like I've ever seen in a Niter before. So she's both new and old. The memory fragments from the abandoned Isomas in Talon were just a collection of low-res visual clips, but Maclean's memories look like they've been digitized. Is it hard to process a virtual consciousness? Hacking a virtual consciousness isn't difficult in itself, but I don't know where to start when it comes to a collection of memory fragments of this size. Well, whatever its structure, you can always sort them by chronological order, right? If it were that simple, I would have done it already, but that's impossible here. Maclean's memory fragments lack timestamps, so I can't put them in chronological order. How could that be? That's how it is. What's that supposed to mean? Memory fragments are all time-stamped from creation and are typically never removed. Unless somebody really had all the free time to go frame by frame and trim off the timestamps for every single one. Deleting the timestamps for this amount of memory fragments on a frame-by-frame basis seems almost impossible. Then that leaves only one possibility. Her memories were destructively wiped, which led to the loss of the timestamps and her memories being thrown into disarray. So even she doesn't know what's really happened in the past? Is it possible that somebody could have embedded these memory fragments into her? No. Maglion's virtual cognition image is extremely fragile, and forcibly implanting memories could have led to a complete breakdown. Also, I collected some readable data, but since they're out of order, reorganizing them might lead to many different conclusions once they're read. Please go over the fragments which can be read. Alright, I'll start from the most recent one. In Bornsdorf. My lady, do you have any brothers or sisters? I suppose you could say I have a little sister. Wow, your little sister must love you so since you're so nice, my lady. That doesn't seem to be the case, though. Do you not get along with your sister? Two insects fall into a small hole. They can hold each other to keep warm and find a way to survive together, or they can trample each other underfoot to see whoever comes out on top. Right now, neither of the insects is moving, because the storm is yet to come. Once it arrives, there is no telling what will happen. I guess that largely sums up our relationship. I don't quite get it. But that's okay. You're my favorite person in the world, my lady. You're my favorite person too, Elsa. Another memory of Bornsdorf. We've seen those several times already. It's smooth and clear, but doesn't tell us anything of value. It can't be helped. It seems only the memories of from this period are clear. Let's look through the muddled memory fragments. In a lab. She is shackled to some kind of experimental device. A man whose face is distorted and blurred sits opposite of her. How do you feel now? Not very good. Do you still remember who you are? Maclean. Do you still remember who I am? You're... A stretch of painful and garbled memories flood into her mind, but Maclean does not say anything. Are you experiencing memory impediment? Very good. It seems the memory scrubbing is showing more progress from yesterday. Let's wipe her again. Perhaps I'll make a breakthrough with my experiment today. Understood. The man's assistant walks over and does something to the device. What are you going to do to me? Before we begin the scrub, I'll show you something nice. The man holds a picture up to Maclean's eye. It's a warm and loving family picture. A perfectly ordinary husband and wife lean affectionately against each other, and the girl in the middle smiles. Even the gap where her missing front tooth should be seems to be smiling too. Papa, Mama. And I'll tell you another little secret. Your beloved father and mother are dead. Well, calling them dead isn't quite right. They're still wandering around in the village, attacking every living creature that passes by. Oh, no, I don't believe it. Let me go. I want to find Papa and Mama. She struggles vigorously, but the device that keeps her shackled does not yield. Oh yes, struggle. Struggle with all your might. Not like you will remember our conversation once you wake up. Begin the scrub. Got it. Her mind instantly goes blank. The world spins end over end, and all kinds of images dance before her eyes. After an indeterminate amount of time, the world finally quiets down again. How do you feel now? Not very good. The man with the distorted face laughs menacingly, and Maclean's visions begin to blur. Are there any fragments where his face is visible? I do not recommend doing that at the moment. Maclean's virtual consciousness is weak to begin with. Forcibly restoring specially processed image data could easily lead to a breakdown. That guy's face is such a scary mess. I don't know what the result of Maclean's fear for him, nor the... I don't know if that's the result of Maclean's fear for him, or the alterations Paradise has made to her memories. If it's the latter, it would mean Paradise has a terrifying degree of control over virtual cognition. Keep searching. Dandelion puts Maclean's mind to display. Fragments of all colours, sizes, and shapes are scattered everywhere. Some of them seem out of place, while others even look damaged. Start with these fragments and look for the ones with similar colours. Doesn't matter if they're blurred. Alright. Inside a certain underground base, an electronic monitor clearly displays a map of Berlin, covered in densely packed location markers. A girl with a blurred face is giving out assignments. Do you remember your assigned locations? We have memorized them. We will proceed to assign positions and carry out our tasks. Very good, very good. The girl with the blurred face hands out control devices to the Knightos. The Knightos respectfully hold out both hands to receive them. Do you know what these are? Dare you reach out to take them? What are these? What? The girl suddenly flies into a rage. She picks up the Black Knight by the collar and throws it toward a nearby wall. The splatter of blood instantly covers the wall. This concerns Father's Operation Cocoon, a plan of utmost importance. How dare you not pay attention? You there, tell me, what is this? It is the control device for an Yasuo box. Correct, it is a weapon that will make the world a better place. With just a push of this little button, wonderful hope will fly out of the box. When everyone pushes this button, all of Berlin will be filled with glorious hope. The Knights fall to their knees one after the other and hold their arms out to the girl. The White Knight's fingers lightly taps the button for the control device. Is the mission complete? Everything is ready. Very good. All is for Father's glory. For Father's glory. The Knights begin praying devoutly. Countless White Knights press the buttons on the control devices they are holding. A series of explosions fill the air, and a pale yellow pollen works its way into every corner of the city. The contamination index in the city spikes to the red zone levels. People flood the streets, desperately trying to get out of the pollen's range. But in the end, they all collapse on the streets, one after the other. Some of them don't get up again, but others come back to life in another way. Remember Father's orders. Search for all the semi and pan immunosomes and bring them back to the base alive. Yes. A legion of Knights walk into the pale yellow pollen. Bestial howls blend with the desperate human wails. An inferno has manifested on Earth. Is this Berlin? I saw the quarantine wall. Recall this entire stretch. We need to be sure about this. My hand trembles slightly as it holds my teacup. I can't get that apocalyptic scene out of my head. Those screams of pain and suffering make it hard to breathe. Cretan Labyrinth 1. Temporary Command Post, Berlin. That concludes my report, sir. The information presented earlier was taken from Maclean's virtual consciousness. Do you have any more questions? Griffin scrolls through the recorded images from Maclean's virtual consciousness and studies them carefully. I see. They figured that the government would be unable to stop so many small-scale explosions in so many regions. This would be much more fail-safe compared to a single big terrorist attack. Truly a meticulous plan. It seems you're already aware of this information. I only knew that the plan existed, but not the specifics of its implementation. Still, I'd like to ask, given what you know of Maclean, how reliable is the information recovered from her? I understand your concern. After all, we successfully extracted Maclean and recovered information pertaining to a major Paradeus conspiracy from her without a hitch. Everything has gone too smoothly, and success that they saw does seem strange. Have you eliminated the possibility that those memories could have been implanted? We've already checked carefully, and they are definitely not external data. However, there's one thing that still baffles me. The identity of Maclean, you mean? I still don't know what role she plays in the plan. Her memories were destroyed by someone, they are a jumbled mess and there's no way to tell what she's been through. We cannot determine if she's bait or some unexpected element of the plan. Whatever she is, she's worth looking into. Correct. Whether this is a trap or genuine information about the plan, we will be able to learn something about the orchestrator by pursuing this lead. I need to find the location described in this memory fragment and investigate further. I'm going to find out if these events have already transpired, but were obfuscated, or if they're still in the planning stage. Don't worry about resources. Requisition as many as you need. But I need a more detailed report and images of all the memory fragments. I hope we can be frank with each other in exchange of information. After all, we have a shared goal of averting disaster and making this world a better place. Understood? I'll be waiting for good news from you then. The transmission ends. Ro, Barroza, get there, everyone. Yes, Commander. Understood. Down the line, select a team to dive into Maclean's memories with you. Pick out all the scenes of the disaster as soon as possible. Alright, the door access bridge is up. Ready to begin at any time. At the same time, in Angie's situation, under the cover of night, a truck driving along a muddy road emerges from the woods on the outskirts of the city. The heavy truck lurches as it goes over a bump on the road. The driver curses. Fortunately, he won't have to make this blasted trip again for the rest of the week. The truck slowly comes to a halt in front of a white building. This 3-story warehouse is surrounded by walls on all sides with electrified security fences on top. CCTV cameras are in every corner, leaving no blind spots. This facility may be remote and secluded, but whoever thinks of burgling this place has to be insane. The smuggler chuckles to himself at this amusing thought, but then he remembers his task and hurriedly honks the horn. Brought the goods. At the sound of his horn, the gates slowly open. The familiar black-clad girl glides out from within. The smuggler opens his door and jumps off the truck. He rolls his neck to relax his stiff muscles. No matter how many times he's seen her, he's struck by her unusual prosthetics. But he knows better than to ask questions. The quantity of this consignment is rather large. Give me a heads up next time, okay? Is it all there? Yes, all of it. Then cease deliveries for the time being. We will get in touch when we have need of your services again. You may go. They have been working together for quite some time, but this girl in black is as cold and unfriendly as ever. To corporates like her, he's probably about as insignificant as a piece of rock on the ground. I'll have to raise the price next time. Delivering such dangerous stuff to the prison is a very high-risk job. Anxious to leave this spooky place, the smuggler returns to his truck. The engine comes to life, and the truck slowly drives away in the direction from which it came. The black-clad girl, or rather, the Naito, follows the truck's departure with eyes. Then she checks the surroundings one last time before retreating behind the walls. The gates close once again. However, the moment she enters the building, an electric fence of the wall suddenly gives off a spark before being deactivated. A nimble figure steps onto the wall, vaults over the fence, and lands on the other side. 3 other figures repeat the same motions, all with practice and nonchalant ease. Surveillance system is jammed. No active units detected. Good. Advance. In a hidden corner, the conspiratorial whispers fade into the shadows along with these figures. No unusual activity in the left wing. No unusual activity in the right wing. Breaking into the security system. Did you see that at the gates? It was a Naito. She didn't even bother to hide her prosthetics. I honestly don't know what to say. Aren't they concerned about being recognized? Only very few smugglers have channels to Tiverton prison, and even fewer have the means to deliver hallucinogens. They seem awfully careless with such valuable assets. They probably kill these smugglers after 1 or 2 deliveries and give the job to someone new. The business model will only give them a bad name in the Berlin underground black market. But they don't seem to have a shortage of slingers, so either the local gangs are really that stupid, or the orchestrator behind the scenes is in charge of the black market itself. This building is owned by Galatea Corporation. More specifically, by Grey. Every clue leads back to her. Looks like we can raise the net soon. Can we enter the building? The security system is very sophisticated. I can loop the CCTV cameras and turn off the alarms, but the rest is up to you. You shouldn't have come with us. You should have stayed at the apartment with 94. 94 is perfectly capable of watching the kid on her own. If I'd stayed, I'd have to deal with his questions about your whereabouts. Besides, I won't rest easy until I've seen the results with my own eyes. Just to make it clear, what we're about to do is absolutely illegal. Depending on the outcome, it could greatly jeopardize your position. Not my problem. The Earl would have to sort that out. As long as we have the evidence, he can lock this place down. He'd better be prepared for such contingencies if he wants something from us. I'm surprised Zelensky even put up with you for so long. The emergency exit is open. Then it's a go. Remember to keep your weapons loaded. And you, NG, stay behind me and don't do anything rash. Let's go. Freedom Labyrinth 2. Back to the commander's perspective, where we have a little map on our hands. Back to the very melancholic music. Also, little bit of an Easter egg. Public on string Mika, the best team. Mika being the developer of Girls Frontline. Teehee. Now what are we looking at? What is... wrong button. Wrong button! Doop-de-doo. Let me just go back in. Common summary. Read 4 memory fragments. Spawn 2 different echelons. Still haven't built the new squad that I wanted to make. Hey, this is fine. Put it. Number 1. Read the memory fragment. Alien mist fills the underground passage. This is supposed to be Russia, yet the subway station is silent. Several black-clothed girls hop, skip and jump along the tracks, humming a strange rhyme. Who killed Cock Robin? I set the sparrow with my bow and arrow. I killed Cock Robin. Who saw him die? I, said the fly. With my little teeny eye, I saw him die. The other workers on the railway platform would normally be chatting away. Instead, they're now lying quietly on the platform, seemingly fast asleep. They do not respond even when the black-clothed girls threaten them. Who caught his blood? I, said the fish, with my little dish. I caught his blood. The pale yellow mist stretches out to a familiar village. Pale and bony refugees wail and cry in despair as they fall in this insidious and deadly mist, one after another. The white-clothed girls smile and chant a rhyme while passing through the refugees' corpses, oblivious to the hellish sight around them. Who will make the shroud? I, said the beetle, with my thread and needle, I'll make the shroud. Who will dig his grave? I, said the owl, with my pick and shovel, I'll dig his grave. A frail woman crawls along the ground, her face streaked with tears. She is desperately clinging to her last hope. The white-clad girls walk towards her steadily, closing the distance between them, so the woman can see the blood dripping from the lips of the scythes in her hands. The woman opens her mouth in terror, as if to scream for the last time in her life. The mournful wail of a young girl suddenly fills the dead silent village. Mama, Papa, don't leave me, no! So piteous is a howl that even the birds flying overhead stop to offer their sympathies. Unfortunately, in this village where all is still, the only one left alive is a sobbing girl. Wake up, please wake up! As the inconsolable girl is crying her heart out, an unfamiliar voice echoes from far in the distance. Wonderful, wonderful! A Panem Uniform! So, who are you? A man with a blurry, distorted face runs over in delight and holds out his hand. Hello, I am... blank. I don't know you. The girl clutches her mother's still warm hand fearfully. Don't be scared, we're here to help you. Your mother and father are asleep, but you have the power to wake them up. And I know how to help you. But don't you want to bring back your mommy and daddy? I do. Right now, I'm the only one who could save your parents. She hesitantly reaches up to the man before her. A pair of tightly clasped hands are parted. The souls clinging to each other are torn apart. No, no. The head feels like it would explode, but she still tries to reach out with her hands, seeking to grasp the warmth that she has lost. No, don't take her away. Please, I'm begging you. This is a vast laboratory with people milling about, but her cries are completely ignored, just like in that dead, silent village. Please, please. Give her back to me. She's a part of me. She's my other half. The man with blurred and twisted face looms high above, looking down on her. You are worthless. Your only value is to provide a vessel with a soul. Oh, don't worry. I will let you go to sleep just like that. I will always remember the sense of defeat you made me feel. Someone savagely seizes her neck, making it hard to breathe. So close to success. But because of your stubbornness, I fell short of success by just a little. Her vision pulses with blackness, and her mind begins to drift away from her body. That's alright. Already created her using your data. And she will make up for your shortcomings. As for you, I will have you watched alive, suffering, and with your eyes wide open as that day arrives. She can breathe again. She can still hear him curse her through gritted teeth. Welcome to Gods Frontline. Ah, that's not connected. Okay, that's fair. The story of this game can be very, very, very dark. And a lot of people are going to figure that out the hard way when GFL 2 gets to that stage. Why do I like stories where the characters I love suffer so much? It's a good question, isn't it? So where is it connected now? Okay, we can now move over to this radar node. Which we can then change connection again. And we can move around here. There's a lot of things happening in this game. It's not even just suffering of one character, it's just... It's one of those worlds where everything's just kinda shit. But everyone still perseveres. And I think that is a big reason for the appeal. Like, we haven't interacted with a single character that just gives up. Change connection here. Ah, okay. Need to move you over to here. Change connection. Move you to the left. I think we can change connections back. I don't believe it actually matters. Oh, we can also go down to that one now. When I do that. Okay, that's good to know. End turn. I don't know which one's supposed to be the last one we go to. So we will have things a little bit out of order, I think. Move to the next one. Read the memory fragment. In the darkness, two women with indistinct faces are talking to each other. Have things been settled in the other place? Since when was it your place to question me? Just mind your own business. I don't need a hag like you nagging me about how I do my work. You should know that our plan is like an arrangement of dominoes. If a single part goes wrong... Yes, I know. If a single part goes wrong, the entirety of Father's plan will be affected. So how's your part going? Don't you worry about my abilities. She suddenly produces an analysis box, which glows faintly with blue light. I've hidden these little things all over Berlin. The shrill alarm rings continuously, drowning out the shouts of the inmates. What's going on? What happens? What's this weird smell? Someone turn on the lights! Bang. Something explodes. Just then the emergency lights come on. At the same time, the security systems imprisoning the inmates suddenly stop working. What's happening? Are we free? The inmates' delight does not last long. They soon realize that during the recent period of deep, crushing darkness, a terrible change has taken place. What are you doing? I'm your friend, stay back! That's us! Help me! The former cellmates have transformed into fearsome monsters, which are now lunging and tearing at the fleeing human inmates. Said inmates run around in a blind panic, not noticing the open Yasu boxes lying quietly on the floor. A continuous series of explosions bring forth blossoms of fire on the surface of the quarantine wall. No! The quarantine wall has fallen! The wall is down! As the crowd watches in dismay, the quarantine wall, which has withstood wind and rain and protected the city for many years, collapses like a toppled sandcastle. Behind it, a pale yellow mist sweeps in like a sandstorm. A petite figure tramples the remains of the quarantine wall underfoot, cradling Inuyasu's box as she shrieks with peals of mad laughter. This is your doomsday! Run like mad, run like the sheep being chased by hyenas. We will be there sooner or later because we are everywhere. A woman's hysterical laughter echoes in the darkness, while the other woman remains silent. So does that mean everything is ready? I'll report it to my teacher, then. Oh, don't give me that nonsense. I handled it in person, so how could anything go wrong? Also, I'll report the mission status to Big Sister myself. Now just scram. I gather you've completed your mission, seeing that you have the time to bicker. A third woman interjects. The moment she speaks, the other two immediately bow their heads in reverence. Teacher, everything is ready on my end. Big Sister, I finished all my tasks too. Very good. Father will reward you for your efforts. Now then, there's only one last thing to do. Let me do it, Big Sis. I'll be so happy with every bone in my body that will dance a jig if I get to kill that woman. No, I must finish off that woman personally. This is the mission I was given from the moment I was born, after all. The third one slowly approaches, the sound of a high heels tapping out crisp notes on the floor. Neither quick nor slow, but each step is filled with lethal menace. Every beat feels like a stomp on her heart. She is here. Let's kill this double out now. Read. Icy rainwater splashes on her face. It awakens the girl who has escaped the base, buried among the abandoned Asomas. She pushes away the abandoned Asomas on top of her and slowly stands up. There are corpses of little girls as far as the eye can see. Who am I? MacLean. She manages to recall her name with great effort, but more questions soon follow. Where will I go? Where did I come from? In a daze, she walks out of the ditch filled with girls' corpses. Living, normal person? The rain soaks the bandages on her body, and the wounds start to hurt. Save them. A bizarre scene appears in her mind. The scenes of catastrophe. I want to save them. I want to save them. Someone speaks from behind her. The latest batch of trash will all be dumped here. Was all dumped here, wasn't it? Yes, big sister. Gather everyone and find her. Understood? No, I don't. I don't want to go back. I want to save them. She seizes onto this idea that has seeped into her mind and starts running with faltering steps. She runs and runs. She runs without stopping. She doesn't know how long she has run, or how far. Hey, how come you look like such a mess? Don't touch me. Don't be scared. My name's Elsa. I swear I won't hurt you. You're really badly hurt. Elsa, what's all this ruckus? Miss Elliot, there's a refugee here who needs our help. Nonsense, there's no refugee. She's our saint. Saint? She's a saint? Greetings, my lady. You must have been sent by God to save us. I don't understand. That's fine. Just come with me first. I run a refugee shelter, and many people are waiting for you to save them there. Refugee, save. Come with me. Thank goodness, we have a saint now! The warm little hand tightly clutches hers. She has never met this young girl, but she feels oddly at ease around her. Well, move you back here. Now we have one node to go. I just need to move the one squad all the way back. So, now change the connection here. Let's quickly resupply. Change the connection here. Move you over to there. Switch the connection back. and end the turn. One bit of combat more, and one more note of story. And then this map is done. Inkblots. Inkblots of all shapes and sizes. They're everywhere, bewildering the eyes. Tell me, what do you see? I advise you not to test my patience. This is the last time I'm asking you. What do you see in the inkblot? The remains of corpses. You worthless piece of trash! Oh, that's blood. A heavy slap across her face sends her reeling. Blood. Well, that is one of your few uses. Now that you mention it, is it time to draw blood today? Her arm is firmly secured, and a sharp razor blade cuts her skin. Blood gushes out into the container. Professor, I think that's enough. Relax, it's not like she'll die. Good dogs fight back when they can't take any more abuse. A worthless mutt like Hal will live to the end, even if she has no pride to speak of. The blood flows down the outside of the container, dripping onto the ground. Oh. The IV bottle connected to her wrist steadily drips its liquid. The base is unusually noisy today. Faster, move it faster. Father said he wants everything transferred by today. She carefully pulls up the IV catheter, and the alarm goes off, as expected. Don't look around, her schedule is packed. Pick up the pace! After a while, nobody's come around to check on her, and the sound of the alarm has died down. Her heartbeat suddenly speeds up in excitement. Is anyone there? Nobody answers. She stands up and pushes open the door to the treatment room. There are no obstacles in the empty corridor. Her footsteps slowly pick up speed, getting faster and faster, until she's in a flat-out sprint. At the truck dispatch point. This is the last batch of trash that needs disposing. We'll head out in 5 minutes. Once we've taken care of it, we'll proceed directly to the new base. Good. Don't waste any more time along the way. If you discover or followed, take care of them by yourself. Remember to destroy all the evidence. Understood? She holds her breath and climbs into the cabin filled with abandoned Asomas. She pulls off a black cape and drapes it over herself. Then she pulls apart the girl's cold corpses and squeezes among them. She's nervous and afraid. All she can do is close her eyes and wait for the truck to start moving. It's time. Go, hurry and dispose of this trash. The truck shudders and finally it begins to move. In the distance, she hears a panicked alarm coming from the base. Yeah, she escaped her creator and is now on the run. Meanwhile, in Angie's direction, she too has a fight. grain of minutes too. Inside the warehouse, the black-clad Naito has just met with the smugglers walking down an aisle. On both sides, white soldiers are loading crates of formulations into conveyor belts in orderly fashion. The Naito passes through the files of soldiers and arrives before a Naito in white at the end of the aisle. Well, that man has outlived his usefulness. And the replacement? The doctor will send him over soon. The next batch is to be delivered to Narcissus. Handle it in person. Understood. The black Naito nods. Then she looks up at the white Naito. How much longer do we have to work here? The white Naito makes no effort to answer the black Naito's query. She gazes at her silently, takes 2 steps closer and tilts her head up with her hand. The black Naito is puzzled by the gesture, but she obviously finds it unnerving. Then the white Naito smacks her squarely across the face, sending her rolling across the floor. I did not give you permission to ask questions. So keep your mouth shut. I'm sorry. The white Naito scrambles back onto her feet and keeps her head bowed in repentance. Operation Cocoon takes precedence over everything else. Since Morido has ordered us to aid the Doctor, that's what we'll do. Do you intend to defy Father? No. While the white Naito is admonishing the other Naito, their internal comms suddenly go off. The 2 Naito freeze for a second before turning to look in the other direction. Noticing the movements, all the white soldiers also put down the merchandise they've been handling and pick up their weapons. Intruders! Eliminate them! There's some strongish units here. What do we have to do? Find explosives blow up the warehouse. Collect and pick up the abandoned Goliaths and put them near the control panel. They will explode next round. I see. We need to find explosives and blow up stuff. Those are probably down there. We probably want to avoid these stronger units as much as we can. There is no other hidden paths. But what I can definitely tell is that there is actually an enemy node that can spawn units. So depending on whatever will come out of there, this mission will change drastically. Hello, hola, yeah? No? How are you doing? There is a dead-end node there. Smugglers your PTSD. I haven't done this map. We need to go to all of the containers and check for the explosives. Except exact same layout as one of your most hated ranking holds. Ah, I see. Yeah, as someone that hasn't done ranking, I don't know of that. We've got to go and check for the explosives. I am just really wondering whether or not they will actually spawn some units from that node that they have. It seems like they are. Okay, it's neither here nor there. Fucking breaking through this one. It will be fine. Surely we have enough firepower to just break through this 13,000. Yeah, we do. Easily. Yeah, Mirror Stage is still the only event that I haven't actually done, so I don't know any of this map, or of these maps that I have not done yet today. So the explosives are either going to be here or there. I'm actually going to aggressively move over here. For a simple reason. I'm going to deny the enemy units to capture the point that I'm currently standing on. See, are the explosives down here? Nope, then they have to be here. Or here. Aha! Pick up the Goliath. Dealing with that 12k over there doesn't seem like a big deal. Are these full map alerted? They are. Interesting. Considering the way that this map works, you could maybe actually just brute force this map by taking the one enemy support node and just spawning your own squadrons. And then absolutely wiping the floor with everything that is there. But that depends entirely on how many units you're actually allowed to spawn. How many echelons you could field. Because if it's set to 0, then all of that doesn't matter. So yeah. That unit didn't even move. I can't quite make it there anyway, so I might as well just stop right here. On the ranking map version, you could only use the NPC echelon. Fights were very easy. Scoring was very RNG heavy. That seems kind of annoying for ranking. All up to getting lucky with where the crate spawns. Yes. Damn, I'm actually gonna have to do another turn to get what I want. Not a big deal, I just want to try something. Yeah, the ranking maps have been getting a lot easier. So we're gonna have to defeat you. A lot of ranking nowadays is just like, if you don't want to bother with a lot of the like less fun mechanics, because well, for me less fun at least, because I don't really like kiting and everything, but I know that that's not a general public thing. Okay, no, you cannot actually spawn any units, so they have thought of it. You can't break this map. Smart. You can only use Angie and squad. Could it be that it was actually the ranking map for this event then? Because that does make sense. Or would make sense at least.
射撃速度上限解除。もう少し頑張りましょう。
Kiting with a machine gun is probably not the smartest thing I've ever done. But it's just gonna have to be this one fight, so it's fine. I should have used Angel because she counts as a handgun. So she has the fastest movement speed there. Well, it's arguably the same as the other two, but... Preset detonation. Get out of the way. Cool. Was that all it? Okay, there we go. Question mark. That was a bit weird. Not gonna lie. But hey, here we are. It worked. So, first of all, we have a news broadcast. Welcome to Aktuelle Kamera. Galatea Corporation has recently announced a key breakthrough in development of an anti-collapse serum. This serum is said to be highly effective in suppressing symptoms in cases of moderate to severe infections and can essentially cure patients with mild infections. We have interviewed the renowned medical expert Miss Gray regarding this formulation. Thank you very much for making the time to attend this interview today, Miss Gray. We wish to learn more about Idon, the new anti-collapse serum that Galatea is about to distribute in the interview today. Idon is being marketed as an affordable but highly effective drug. According to the spokesperson of your company, it is completely unlike any other existing drugs. People are having misgivings because of this. How would you respond to such doubts? Here's my response. Don't worry. I will never exploit the trust that my patients have in me. I may have a bit of reputation, but I'm still only one among all of my fellow physicians. My confidence in Galatea's new product is based on its own merits. I simply wish more people would benefit from its success and receive better medical treatments. Thanks to Galatea's marketing campaign, Idon's alleged effects are no secret in Berlin. The drug has indeed yielded some remarkable results in clinical trials, but it still has to go through a lot of standard procedures before official distribution can begin. We have absolute confidence in passing the rigorous vetting process. Please wait patiently for dawn to break. Do not fall before the first ray of sunlight pierces the darkness. I see. Thank you once again for attending this interview. That concludes today's news. This is Aktuelle Kamera, brought to you by the DRF. Okay. A bit inconsequential, but it's fine. Creighton Labyrinth. Temporary command post, Berlin. What happened to Maclean was horrible. They did all that to her just because they thought she was in Pandemonium. If you've seen what Paradise has done, you'll know that this is just child's play. She's no longer the person she originally was, and if she has some kind of ulterior motive, it'll only lead to a greater disaster. Hey, don't you have any sympathy? Quiet. The commander's giving orders. Organize all the fragments related to the terrorist attack and send them to the Earl. Ask him to help us find these coordinates. Yes, uploading now. Down the line, when will Maclean wake up? She'll regain consciousness in about 5 minutes. Are you going to resume the interrogation? The commander's so cruel. Good thing we're on the commander's side. You're getting the wrong idea about the commander. Commander, doesn't Maclean deserve to know that we hacked into her memories? Yeah, we don't hate people snooping around in our memories without permission. After all, memories are very important to us. She's just a Paradise captive. It's not like she has the right to anything. Besides, there's no telling if there's a bigger conspiracy surrounding her. Being hacked is a common thing for Paradise. There's no need to mention it. That's enough. I'll inform her. Yeah, that's the way. Maclean is woken up by the chattering dolls. Do you feel unwell? Maclean looks at her fresh bandages and says nothing. We are not from Paradeus. Aren't you? I trusted you once, but I will never trust you again. Maclean, please, calm down. I've told you before, we did this for no other reason than to protect you. Your violent reaction was dangerous, so I had down the line hack into your virtual consciousness to stop you. I'm sorry. We also looked through your memories without your permission. The commander looks down as they recall the horrific scenes they saw in Maclean's memories. Maclean notices the commander's clenched fists. In your memories, we saw the many disasters caused by Paradeus. The NATO enforcers called it Operation Cocoon. Operation Cocoon. They set off pollen bombs in various parts of Berlin, causing the radiation intensity to go beyond red zone levels. Everyone in Berlin was fleeing, but no matter how fast they ran, they weren't fast enough to avoid turning into elites. Do you know anything else about this? Please tell me everything you know about where and when this happens. I need to find out where all the bombs are hidden and figure out exactly what's going on, otherwise I... The commander takes a deep breath and quells the rage in their hearts. I went through a living nightmare when the dirty pump went off near me once. I know very well how painful and torturous it is to suffer from elites, so I will absolutely not allow such a thing to happen. Please, Maclean, I need your help. Are you really not with Paradeus? I'm not. In fact, just like you, we are fighting Paradeus. But can I really trust you? If you trust me, then I will trust you. Together we can stop this tragedy from taking place. Maclean's eyes glimmer as the commander quickly summarizes the images they saw just now. It's a thought. I know your memories have suffered severe damage, but please tell us everything you can remember. We saw scenes of many locations in Berlin being destroyed by Paradeus. If their plan succeeds, all of Berlin will suffer the same fate. Can you tell us where these places are? It's not that I don't want to tell you, but my memories are so jumbled I don't know where to begin. The commander and the dolls fall silent. That makes Maclean more and more uneasy. I have many images in mind, but I can't put them together to form a complete story. That sounds very similar to the environment of your virtual consciousness. Also, you mentioned something about curing Elite before you passed out. How do you do it? With my blood. Sorry? Well, not directly using my blood. It's more like my blood is the raw material, which is then processed. I wonder you said everyone wanted to kidnap you. If what you say is true, then there must be a place where they developed a medicine that can cure or at least slow down Elite infection by experimenting with your blood. That must be where you met Morido. And this place is closely connected to Paradeus. Am I on track so far? Yes. Is the medicine genuinely effective? It worked very well when I used it on those refugees. The doll searched you, but you weren't carrying any medicine on you. Where's the rest of it? I can't say. Fair enough. Then I'll ask you once again once we make a breakthrough in our investigation. Okay. Commander. I take in Maclean's downcast eyes and pursed lips. I stopped SDAR-15. Who wants to take over the questioning? That's enough. Let's call it a day. The commander's communicator suddenly rings. It's time for a scheduled check-in, Commander. How's the mission going? We couldn't send anyone from the base, so I had Squad 4-4. I've already met up with 4-4. Oh yes, how's Kalina doing? Other than the message delivered by 4-4, I haven't heard anything. I haven't heard from her since leaving the base. Her condition is relatively stable for now. Mr. Kruger's arranged for better medical resources for her. I'd say Kalina will be able to resume her duties by the time you get back. Really? Is Kalina with you right now? You should know that regardless of severity, all Elite patients have to be quarantined. Commander, focus on finishing the mission. Mr. Kruger and I will take care of Kalina. Got it. I'll return right away once I finish the mission. Please take care of yourself too, Commander. I will. Tell her to wait for me. I'll be back. Commander, I'm sure Miss Kalina will get better. It's fine. Alright. Everyone who's not on duty should go get some rest. Seems of the Isle of Dear? I don't know. That night in Maclean's room in the temporary command post. AR-15 stands by Maclean's bed, looking down at her with sleeping face with unbridled hostility. Stop pretending. I know you're only faking it. Deep in the realm of sleep, Maclean does not respond to AR-15's accusation. I never thought dolls could go crazy. Until tonight. I knew you'd show up too. If I hadn't, you'd have dragged her out by the collar, wouldn't you? Did you come here just to take shots at me? Of course not. I could have done it during the day too. You're also suspicious of her. Well, not so much suspicious as curious. Maclean's virtual consciousness is unique. Chaotic virtual consciousness is commonplace in Paradise units, but this is the first time I've seen such a spectacular mess. And that doesn't even begin to cover how she actually has scenes in her head which seem to foretell the future. I just think she has an ulterior motive. For all we know, getting caught by the commander was part of a plan. Well, I don't see why we can't carry out our respective investigations. Dandelion looks down her arm, which AR-15 is holding a vice-like grip. I'm not specialized in electronic warfare. So you want me to build a link for you to enter Maclean's virtual consciousness? Yes. That's no problem at all. You just have to beg me. Dandelion feels the grip on her arm tighten further. You do know that that Nita's body has no sense of pain, right? Cut the crap and build the link. You have a very interesting way of begging for help. I don't want to go out of my way to make things difficult for you, so how about we make a deal? What do you have in mind? I want 10 instances of immunity. When I invoke them, you cannot attack me for my words. You're not willing? Forget it then. Fine, it's a deal. The grain of minute 3. Angie! Blazing fire engulfs the darkness of night. Angie's already frayed nerves are further strained by the spots dancing in her vision and the ringing in her ears caused by the impact, but she is otherwise largely unharmed. Make a 12. The subordinate's face appeared before her eyes. The last time she saw AK-12 looking so weak and shaken was when she fought that man. Deep breaths, Angie. Deep breaths. 12, you... Angie, look at me. Do you remember what happens? The memories start coming back to her. You were exchanging fire with Paradise. I saw you and AK-15 pinning down the Paradise troops in the warehouse. Then RPK and I killed the Black Knight together. After that... Angie recalls the dazzling flash of light. After that, the White Knight blew up the warehouse. You dove on top of me and carried me out through the window. Good. Looks like you've got all your marbles. But you... That's when Angie notices the rough shape AK-12 seems to be in. She looks terrible. Don't worry, I'm fine. Just a few mangled components jamming my joints. I need emergency repairs. It's hard to move. Angie wriggles out of AK-12's arms and gets to her feet rather unsteadily. Before her, what was once the white building has been reduced to a pile of rubble. All those formulations being loaded into crates are now nothing but dust. A tall figure suddenly gets up from the ground. All the broken bricks, carts, and dirt fall off to reveal AK-15. RPK, who was shielded underneath her, seems to be uninjured, albeit a bit rumpled. RPK, perform emergency repairs on 12. No can do. Even I can tear the broken parts with my bare hands. But don't worry, I'm sure the Iron World AK-12 will hold her just fine. When I can stand on my legs again, killing you will be the first thing I do. Do you need spare parts? You can take some from me. That would be counterproductive. We cannot afford to undermine your performance in battle. That could prove fatal for Angie. Just get me back to the apartment. 94 has the necessary tools. Where's the Naito? AK-15 scans the surroundings and shakes her head. Gone. I'm not seeing her remains, so she must have fled. She escaped. Why? I don't know, but shouldn't we also retreat? We're in no condition to initiate pursuit. Alright, besides we've already got what we're after. Then lets out a long sigh. Investigate the scene and gather all the clues. Once we pass them over to the Earl, we'll have enough evidence to accuse Grey. Provided that we can actually make it back. What? Angie's career is cut off by the sudden wail of ear-splitting sirens. In the blink of an eye, people in police and security uniforms swarm in from all directions. They all armed and making a beeline for Angie. Don't move! Drop your weapons! They move in quickly, and without any obstacles around, Angie can only watch as they soon have her firmly surrounded. AK-15 and RPK, still holding onto the weapons, fall back to protect Angie's flanks. 15 is raging so much murderous rage that most of the security guards aim straight at her subconsciously. No, this isn't right. There's nothing subconscious about this. They're clearly hostile and have an obvious target. It's only natural that an explosion would draw the attention of the authorities. But there's a private security personnel amongst this group. They're working together. What does this signify? We meet again under strange circumstances, Miss Angelia. You. Someone Angie absolutely dreads to see appears before her. The mixed group of security guards and police officers part like the Red Sea before Moses, leaving a path for Grey to saunter along towards Angie. Well, don't just stand there. Search the scene. Before engaging Angie in conversation, Grey waves to disperse the troops to gather around. Except for a small group still holding tacticals to fire at gunpoint, the others scatter at Grey's command. They cordon off the site of the explosion and start cleaning up the remains. They work in an orderly fashion in perfect coordination with each other. Wait, those are... Stop! Angie wants to intervene, but several security guards next to Grey stop in her tracks with raised weapons. 15 steps out in front of Angie and glares threateningly at them, but they don't seem at all intimidated by her impressive stature. Damn it! Angie watches helplessly as these people gather up all the remaining formulations and a few unrecognizable corpses, her hard-earned clues and evidence. It has been an unexpected turn of events, but even Angie understands why Grey is here. Destroying evidence, are you? Evidence? Grey's brow furrows in apparent confusion. She eyes the ruins and glances at the security guards around her. There seems to be some kind of misunderstanding, Miss Angelia. This is a Galatea storage facility for experimental articles. There's nothing but iron serums here. The guard standing next to Grey speaks up sternly at a signal. Who's that going to fool? I don't know. Who do you think? The public. Grey smiles meaningfully. Trust the Berlin police's judgment, Miss Angelia. Your government will never betray you. This isn't my government besides the police. Angie snorts and glares at Grey, whose face is illuminated by the dying flames. This place is over 6 kilometers away from the city with no direct transport access. How could the Berlin police have arrived so quickly? Not to mention, there's such amazing teamwork between those police and your mercenaries. They're all working for you. Angie lifts her chin defiantly, and it all take another step forward. The standoff grows increasingly touch and go. You aren't even bothering to play innocent. In other words, you don't plan on letting me leave, do you? AK-15's eyes flicker dangerously. No weapon is trained directly on Grey. 15, stay calm. AK-12's low murmur halts AK-15's finger, which is poised to pull the trigger at any second. Don't worry, 12. 15 isn't prone to rashness. But even as she says that, RPK directs her gaze towards Grey. If there is an exchange of fire, it will be very difficult for us to defend Angie. After all, there's nothing that can give us cover. But that's true for you too, you know? At this distance, 15 can easily break your neck in the blink of an eye. Come again? RPK 16's provocation has triggered the wrath of the armed security guard. He roars as he charges forward, but his advance is blocked by AK-15. conflict seems ready to break out at any moment, but no one dares to make a move before the two key players give the order. I'll try my luck. Grey grins as she meets RPK's gaze. Do you think you can actually get away with this? You're toying with Pandora's box, Angelia. I could indulge your little mischief, but you made this choice. Angie eyes this woman coldly and can almost smell a brazen contempt. At this distance, if she draws a pistol quickly enough, she could at least... Wait! Just then a familiar voice shouts from another entrance. Then a completely different force rushes in. Grey lifts her head and the men are immediately on the alert. Miss Angelia is an important collaborator of the Stasi. Neither the Berlin police nor Galatea has the authority to detain her. I'm taking over the situation from here. The young man strides up to Angie and Grey and flashes his identifications as he approaches. Behind him, A94 heads straight over to the collapsed AK-12 with the toolkit. She performs emergency repairs on AK-12 wordlessly, and soon enough, AK-12's dull eyes light up again. Core components are undamaged. You can move now, 12. Good, give me my rifle. I'm gonna gun down this pompous woman. AK-12 struggles to her feet, but is held down by both A94 and Angie. Young man, has your little operation been authorized? Grey narrows her eyes at Light, who has wedged himself between her and Angie. Her tone is dripping with menace. Of course. I have the warrant right here. As I said, I'm now taking over here. Miss Grey, please cooperate with our investigation. Grey waves her hand, and a man farts off in an orderly manner. With a scavenger remnants, obviously. Please leave those behind. Don't go too fast, Stasi. You have no right to seize Galatea's property. Ask your superior to hold his ass here. Otherwise, mind your own business. Realizing that this is as far as he can push it, Light backs up a step and beckons for the other agents to enter the site of the explosion. May I confirm that an attack has taken place here? Incidents like this were rather common in Berlin in the last few months. But it's hard to believe that these rioters are nefarious enough to raise a hand against Galatea. However, this company will now not bow down to the terrorism of any kind. Item will be launched on schedule. You can relay that to your friend, little agent. Light falls silent for a moment before bowing slightly to Grey. I understand. Miss Angie, let's go. Angie helps AK-12 up. She looks up and meets Grey's eyes. Count yourself lucky. Don't think this is over yet. After watching Angie leave under the Stasi's protection, Grey turns around and takes in the scene of devastation. We're leaving too. There's nothing left here. With that, Galatea's troops march out of the facility. Yeah, that's a standoff. The Indecipherable Heart. Oh, let me just quickly drink something. In the afternoon, Maclean has blarily woken from a slumber. The dawn is sitting by the bed with her eyes closed. You're awake? Perosa opens her eyes upon hearing Maclean quietly stretching herself. Did you sleep well? Yeah, pretty well. Where are the others? They're outside, trying to figure out how to cook for humans. Judging by the ruckus, I don't think it's going too well. Maclean turns to listen. Indeed, a squabble seems to be happening outside the room, but she can't quite make out what it's about. Would you like to step outside and take a look? Walking helps to clear your head after you wake up. Alright. Maclean rises from the bed and follows Perosa out of the room. Several adults are engaged in a heated argument. The stove is covered with several pans of charred, unidentifiable objects. I couldn't stomach your cooking even with my taste module switched off. What do you know? These snacks are part of my private reserve. But that doesn't mean you can fry them. The commander wanted some hot food. What are you arguing about? Barossa, they're debating whether you can deep fry cookies with other food ingredients. No, you can't. I mean, I guess you could, but, like, why? Hurry up and think of something, Barossa. They've ruined several plates already. Maclean walks up to the stove, lightly breaks off a small chunk of the unidentifiable black substance and tastes it. This is... A pungent stench of fish wrapped in a sick-inducing sweetness washes over her, rushing into her mouth like a gigantic deep-sea shark and trying to burst out of the top of her skull. Maclean's legs give out and she crumples on the floor. Maclean, are you alright? Get some water. Quick, rinse her mouth out with the water. Maclean finally comes to after they pour a big mouthful of clean water into her. After seeing Maclean's reaction to just a tiny bit of the cooking, Colibri and Deraja are even more crestfallen. Keep an eye on Maclean. Let me handle it. Well, I haven't seen Barossa cook in a while. Even I don't cook that bad. I can proudly state that at least I can cook. I don't do it often, admittedly, but I can cook. Reasonably well. I'm not gonna, like, go too far. Judging your own cooking is always a little difficult because it's like, oh yeah, I can eat this. Like, I'm alright at cooking. What are you up to? Barossa skillfully descalds and washes the fish. Then she chops its head off and debones it before cutting it into strips and covering them in flour. After that, Barossa places the prepared fish and the fries that Fedorov made into the hot oil. Soon, there's a golden brown platter of fish and chips on the dining table. Ow. Barossa, you're amazing! It smells delicious. Barossa puts a portion in front of Maclean. This is yours. For me? Thank you. The dolls look enviously as Maclean picks up a french fry and puts it in her mouth gingerly. The AR team has finished their shopping and returned to the temporary command post just in time to see this. Wow, smells great. What are you eating? You done preparing the commander's afternoon tea? I'll go call them now. A-15 heads over to the commander's room. Looks like English cuisine. And this reminds me of our cafeteria back at the base. We'll be able to eat there again once we get back. Maclean slowly chews the fry in her mouth. It's crispy on the outside, but fluffy on the inside, with practically no added flavouring. The only thing she can taste is the natural fragrance of the potatoes. Does the food in your cafeteria taste good? The Earl doesn't like cafeterias and the like. He says there's a risk of being poisoned and all. Huh? But the food at ours tastes great. We got food from all kinds of countries. Like, when it comes to potatoes alone, we have American fries, English chips, Italian mashed potatoes, Chinese potato floss. Please spare me. Maclean looks down at the fish and chips on her plate. Just a moment ago, she had thought they were quite delicious, but all of a sudden they seem rather tasteless and bland. But don't be so down. We may actually get to visit this legendary cafeteria one day. Really? I believe the Earl means for us to stay and operate with the commander on a long-term basis. The fact is that we still don't know enough about Paradise. We'll be able to learn a lot by following the commander. Wow, I'm really looking forward to it. Maclean finds herself nodding too as she picks up a cup of tea. So, how about saying hi to everyone? Saying hi? Well, you make a video to say hi and introduce yourself so everyone at the base can get to know you ahead of time. I'm sure the commander won't mind. I'll confirm it with the commander later. The members of Squad Griffin all turn to look at Barossa. Well, since you're obviously really looking forward to it, I can't bring myself to say no either. Awesome! Let me go clean myself up. Should I say to everyone at the base? Howdy, Banana's already recording. The members of Squad Griffin take turns walking up to Banana and introducing themselves. Barossa, however, goes over to Maclean. Aren't you coming? I'm not sure I'm welcome there. But from what I know of the commander, we might very well meet again at the base after this mission is over. Maclean squeezes a cup in uneasily. The liquid inside is perfectly still. The commander comes out from the command room and into the kitchen with AR-15. Smells great. Fish and chips cooked by Perosa herself. Looks delicious too. Don't mind if I do. Commander, I want to make a video of Squad Griffin saying hi to everyone back at the base. This piece of music is evil. Please don't do that right now. I'm sure they'll be happy to know that we're getting some nice additions. Sounds good to me. Commander, Macklin hasn't introduced herself yet. Perosa smiles and whacks Macklin over. She blushes bright red, not knowing where to look. Commander, she's not... It's fine, 15. You've seen the bunch from Sango's Ferry having fun at the base. The commander shoots AR-15 at placating looks and pushes the plate of fries towards her. AR-15 doesn't touch the fries, but she doesn't protest any further. Come on, Macklin. Here, look this way and say something. Macklin walks in front of Banana and looks uncertainly into the camera. For a moment, she is overcome by conflicting emotions as countless scenes flash from the past, both bitter and sweet, flash through her mind. Hello, my name is Macklin. Night Festival. Considering this is an energy state, this is definitely going to be less bittersweet. Or sweet in general. After departing from the storage facility, Galatea's convoy drives along the bumpy road. But instead of returning to the city, it is headed somewhere even more remote. It travels beyond the quarantine wall and out of the decontamination zone. When it reaches a stretch of no man's land, it finally comes to a halt. Miss Grey, we're here. The sudden movement immediately puts the security guards on alert. A large amount of white soldiers emerge from behind obstacles without a warning and have Grey and her entourage completely surrounded. Who are you? A cyber girl garbed in white walks up slowly from among the white troops. Don't come any closer! The security guards, deeply unnerved by the mysterious and creepy troops, raise their weapons. However, the charge, Miss Grey strides out from behind the defensive barrier formed by the guards. Hold, Miss Grey, watch out! One of the guards calls out an alarm at the sight of the delicate-looking superior facing down the girl armed with a scythe. But what happens next catches him completely by surprise. Miss Grey slaps the girl heavily across the face. Why wasn't Julie at the factory? I'm sorry. Another slap, this time with the back of her hand. Imbecile. Grey's menacing face and spine-chilling voice make the security guards wonder if they are hallucinating. If I hadn't been notified in time, do you know what would have happened because of your blunder? You have marred my immaculate plan with a speckle of dust. Will you bear full responsibility if this angers father? I will. Grey eyes the White Knighter for a while and finally reverts to her usual soft-spoken countenance. I expect this much. Now, get to work. Understood. The White Knighter nods and shifts her gaze towards the Galatea forces behind Grey. Miss Grey, what's the meaning of this? Kill them all. The White Knighter raises the scythe and utters her command softly. What? The next moment, gunfire and screams erupt almost simultaneously. Grey flicks the dust off her ham, not even sparing the men a glance. Remember, before midnight. Do I need to retrieve the corpse? Angered once more by the Knight's stupidity, Grey narrows her eyes and is about to punish her again, but then an idea occurs to her. Her face smoothens. Sure, but don't bring it to me. Deliver a surprise tomorrow, though. Yes, ma'am. The White Knighter nods and looks up uncertainly at Grey. She is fearfully incurring the latter's wrath again, but she's... Sorry about that. She is fearful of incurring the latter's wrath again, but she still ventures a question cautiously. Can the mole you planted close to Angelia be of use yet? Grey stares at the knight expressionlessly. Only when the knight starts becoming nervous does she finally shake her head and turn away. Not yet. By then, the massacre is over and the puddle of blood seeps up to Grey's feet. The white troops saw through the bodies with great efficiency, and start destroying all the goods on the trucks systematically. Grey eyes the blood-splattered trucks with disgust and backs away. Pandora's box shouldn't be opened lightly. Understood. The White Knight nods reverently. Also, I need a car. Yes, ma'am. Unfortunately, due to the fact that the story is, you know, has progressed already past this point, I already know who the mole is. I already know what happens. I haven't seen it, but I essentially know around about what's going on. And I know the results of it all. Prisoner's dilemma. At Angel's accommodation in Berlin. It's deep into the night, still 2 or 3 hours away from daybreak. Angel and her subordinates are in varying states of disheveledness, but they have finally made it back. From the moment they have left the storage facility, Light has been following Angel without a word. He silently escorts Angie, who is just as silent, all the way out to the safe house. He shadows Angie's footsteps until they reach Angel's door. The other Stasi members have returned to their original posts, but Light seems intent on staying. Angie comes to a halt in front of the door. This will do. I will be staying here tonight, in the room next door. Light sidesteps Angie's pointed remark expressionlessly. What, worried that I'll go blow up another warehouse? Not at all. It's just that my elder sister has already gone to bed, and I do not wish to disturb her. Oh, you have a sister? Is she also in the Stasi? No, she's a reporter. A reporter? Indeed. Angie gazes at Light, her hand still resting on the door handle. Light returns her gaze evenly. He doesn't plan on letting Angie out of his sight until she has entered through the door. Considering what just happened, Angie has nothing to say about that. She pauses for a long while before finally letting go of the door handle. She leans on her elbow against the door and decides to clear the air. Look, I'm really sorry about tonight. I acted without permission and caused you trouble. Light blinks. He's not expecting this at all. Angelia doesn't strike him as someone who would ever apologize. No, it's alright. I know you don't trust me, and that's completely understandable. I know what you've been through in Bremen. Bardius has already infiltrated the top strata of German politics. Now even Grey has proved to be unscrupulous. I cannot fault you for being cautious under such circumstances. Andrew raps her knuckles against the door while pondering what to say in response. Honestly, Light's not wrong about her. She isn't one to apologize. She's not particularly good at it, but looking at this young man, she believes she owes him this much. When that young woman first joined me, she was just like you. Young, eager, ambitious. You remind me too much of her. But I will never go against you or try to take your life on a plane. What, so you're a good boy? I don't think I'm particularly good. I often make my sister angry. To her, I'm a rebellious baby brother. It's not always a bad thing to be a rebel. However, you shouldn't rebel just for the sake of it. Angie grabs the hold of the door handle again. You're safe to die. Thank you. However, I will not stop relying on my judgment. I do have faith in your judgment. If you require my services, please just ask. Now get some rest. We have much to do tomorrow. Angie enters her room. Good night, Miss Angie. Seeing that Angie is safely inside her room, Light turns around and is ready to retire himself. In the silent corridor, the overhead lamp seems dimmer than usual. Stasi colleagues are standing guard on the first and second floors. This building has always been the accommodation of important foreign dignitaries, so the higher floors are almost never staffed. Right now, apart from Indian adults, it's completely empty. It's only normal that it's quiet. Light grabs on his own door and gently turns the lock. However, he can't shake off this odd feeling. There's something unusual about the silence today. Miss Angie! Light turns around in alarm and finds a figure towering over him. Once inside her room, Angie isn't at all surprised to find AK-12 sitting next to the window. How unlike you to have a heart-to-heart with a young man. I'm almost touched. Shouldn't you be standing guard outside with the others? I'm wounded and deserve some rest. Besides, I have a feeling you'd want to talk. Angie walks around to AK-12 and draws the curtains before sitting down on the chair next to the bed. You two tense. Are you my psychotherapist now? I thought only RPK was into this sort of thing. I've studied up on analyzing human body language. You've always avoided windows, but you didn't tend to deliberately sit facing the door when we were around. I can't tell if I'm in Berlin or Paradise Den anymore. Perhaps there's no distinction between the two. You need help, Angel. You can't topple Paradise single-handedly. I'm not trying to put a good word for the whelp, but he was referred to us by J&K. And if he hadn't been, if it hadn't been for him today, we would have met at them then and there. I know. I can be trusted. That much I can tell. But as I said before, his trustworthiness is moot because as long as there's a single spy working under him, I can't possibly let him in our entire plan. Unless he ditches everyone else. Worst case, you still have us. We may be called the Spy, but we will never betray you. Oh, there's a Griffin Command as well. I'll give the matter of Light some more thought. That's more like it. That's the Angie I know. Compared to Bream, we have a much clearer objective this time. I'm confident that we'll be able to find William's plan by going after Grey. This woman is the key. We mustn't let her succeed, no matter what she's after. Indeed, we mustn't. We cannot let him pursue this terrorist attack into action. We cannot let him put this terrorist attack into action. Speaking of which, I was just going to ask you if... Icto stops abruptly mid-sentence. 12. Enemy attack. Angie, get down! The window covered by the curtains is suddenly smashed by the massive intruder. Angie reflexively rolls backwards, rolls across the bed to the other side and draws a pistol behind cover. But AK-12 has already swiftly slit the throat of the intruder. Projectile. God damn it, tear gas! While Angie is scrambling to find a towel, her door is kicked open. AK-12 trains a rifle on the door and is just about to pull the trigger. Miss Angie! But it turns out to be Light, who is also on high alert. His face is splattered with blood. He is holding a small knife in one hand and a pistol in the other. Miss Angie, we have to move. We're under attack. Oh, I'm not blind! Angie spots the corpse of the Paradise soldier lying just outside the door. And the one that AK-12 just disposed of. She's seen these wounds before. Paradise Strelets. Damn it. She should have seen this coming. That woman won't let it off the hook just like that. Meanwhile, gunshots ring out around the corner down the corridor. Light retreats into Angie's room. Where's RPK and the others? I'm trying to reach them. Damn signal's being jammed. Same here, I can't call for support at all, and the alarm's been disabled. I got pissed off big time. Angie tuts and reloads a pistol. They aren't exactly being subtle about it, so even if comms are down, people will notice the commotion. We'll just have to hold out until reinforcements arrive. I'm afraid that's not true. What? Incendiary bombs. They're planning to burn me to death. Heat comes crashing in from the corridor. AK-12 tears off the curtains and watches out for possible attacks from outside the window. She also hears the sound of crossfire coming from the lower floors. The other agents are being pinned down too. A bit of heat is nothing to me. But if you're dead, there's no point for me to live, is there? At this rate, in a matter of minutes, I'll either die of severe burns or hypoxia. I don't think you'll run out of oxygen. The window's open after all. Hold on. Can't you escape through the window? Just in case your brain got smoked. Might remind you that we're in the 8th floor. But if Miss AK-12 carries you, she can make it down the floor too with the help of some tools, right? What about you? They're here for you. If you get out, they'll go after you. I can make my own way out. Good idea. Unfortunately, I'm currently in no shape to execute such acrobatics. I think our enemies know that. AK-12 grabs a glass off the table and tosses it out through the window. In the darkness of the night sky, the electric glass explodes into smithereens. Angie will be dead the moment she pokes her head out. Then we'll have to run the gauntlet down the corridor. We must try to break through the blockade before the fire spreads up here. Understood. Miss AK-12 and I will spearhead our escape. Are you mad? I'll take them less than 2 seconds to vaporize you. Which means I'll have a second. Your safety is a priority here, Miss Angie. Don't be ridiculous. Wait, stop bickering. Something's down there. What? While Andrew and Light are still arguing, they sense a massive impact underneath their feet. The cracking concrete starts falling under the gravity's pull, then 2 humans follow suit before they can react. The hell, couldn't you think of a better idea? In the split second before landing, AK-12 grabs Angie and cushions her fall with her body. Her already damaged body produces an ominous crack. Still in a daze, Angie hears AK-12's exasperated gripe, followed by another familiar voice. To tell the truth, the 8-12, no, I honestly couldn't. They cut off all the access to the 8th floor, besides the fire's spreading quickly and I can't risk having Angie use the fire escape. Okay, we're 15 and 94. There are Nighters and Paradise death squads in the lower levels as well. They're good at sneak attacks, which makes them rather tricky even for 15 and 94 together. I reckon one of those could be a diversion, so I came up on my own. And sure enough... Light grips his foot and lets out a groan. Light, are you alright? I'm not sure. I'd love to apologize, but this isn't really the time. It's the quickest way I could think of to get you out. The only drawback is how much attention it draws. The only drawback? You're too lenient about your own tactic! Light bites back the pain and gets to his feet. He stumbles immediately and collapses on the rubble again. You don't look okay at all. No, you're right, I'm not fine. I must have twisted my ankle. Uh-oh. Can you walk? I can, but I can't go with you. I have to slow you down. Let's split up. What are you talking about? Am I supposed to be sending you to the death? Don't worry. It'll take more than that to kill me. After all, I'm the star of this rising star. Besides, the target is you, so they'll most likely just ignore me. Light flashes Angie a delving grin, though Angie has little patience for his charm under these circumstances. You can dream of being a hero when you're actually asleep. I'm not leaving you behind. I'd like to say the same to you, Miss Angie. This isn't the time for nonsensical sleep talking. We don't have much time. As if to lend weight to Light's statements, Paradise fires more shots. Target located. Execute termination. Extermination. Here they come. It's not giving us even a breather. They're hellbent on killing me. They have squads guarding the other end of the passage. They'll just pin us down if we force our way through. If we're to get Angie out of here, someone will have to draw the fire. Oh my, then I suppose it's time for a great squad leader to shine. That's right. Wait, you being serious? It's the only way. In your current state. You do know how that'll end for you, right? I'm not an idiot like you. Of course I know. It isn't a bad idea. At least you won't be here to boss me around while we're in Berlin. Though you will probably get lonely, don't you think? You want to cover our retreat? No way. I have no spare bodies for you right now. I'm smarter than the two of you combined. If I say there's no other way, there's no other way. Angie, I've told you many times. You must prioritize your own life. Don't get yourself killed because of a doll. There are battlefields more worthy of your sacrifice. Okay. What are you sending me? Command authorizations. Is it... I'm literally squad leader? For now. If anything happens to Angie, I don't give a damn about what Shaw has got to say. I will make you wish you could access your own base code. I'm terribly flattered. Mistake 12 and I will draw the enemies in different directions. Once you make it out, the pressure on us will lessen immediately. If you want us to survive, flee as fast as you can. But don't worry, I'll be fine. With Mistake 12 drawing most of the fire, I'll do my best to stay alive. Save your breath, Angie. Look, they're volunteering as tributes. Besides, even I can't think of a better way. I will get you safely to 15 and 94. Fine, let's go. I just sets a jaw and takes one last look at AK-12, who's bracing herself against the corner, and Light, who's sitting on a pile of rubble covered in dust, but still smiling at her, before finally turning away and taking off with RPK. AK-12, take my ammo. I tossed all his remaining magazines and micro-explosives to AK-12. What about you? They say people speak kindly as the death draws near. You're not planning to die here with me, are you? Of course not. I've simply come to the conclusion that I have a better chance of survival if you have these. I'm just going to sit right here. As long as Angie makes it out of the reinforcements arrive, they won't waste any effort on me. Let's see. You've got a decent head on your shoulders. Still, I might just sign up for a while. Maybe we meet again in Brave New World, Miss AK-12. Cut the crap. AK-12 jams a fully loaded magazine into the magwell of a rifle and racks the action deftly. Time to show this pair of Dea's brats what a true tactical doll is made of. Yeah. I will be right back. I need to use the bathroom. Give me a few minutes. I see, I see. You immediately put the floof back up, I see. Hi. I have to admit, I oftentimes can't stop myself from just looking at my model. It's so fucking... I like it. God damn it! Thank you for the ad thoughts. But Bakasura, if you keep spending the points like this, you won't get back to your VIP. Let's continue for like a little bit more. Oh, hang on, I need to quickly check something. I just saw something in Steam and I'm... This sub you get enough to still be positive. God damn. It's just a lot slower. On the verge of 190k. God damn. I just had to check something because there was apparently an update for Tactical Breach Wizards, which I'm very interested in, but it's mostly just controlled. Dreams of the Island of DS 2. Also, I really don't know what to think about the fact that the most interactions I've ever gotten on anything I've posted anywhere, including my streams, is a negative comment about Helldivers. What am I supposed to do here? Enter deeper layer of consciousness and read the final memory fragment. From what I can tell, that's actually pretty easy. I might need some extra moves though. I also get a lot more points than normal because the ones you have to click for... Yeah, I know. I do the same. Oh. I have to put one of them on the command post. Oh. Inside Macklin's virtual consciousness. I didn't think this place would be even more of a mess than it looked from the outside. 15, I'm here. Save me. What the hell? Who gave you permission to talk like I'm 4? Immunity instance 1 out of 10. Air-15 clenches her fist and stalks silently towards a distant fragment. It appears to be a factory. Several White Knights are checking production line data. Have you met our production quota for the day? A girl's voice comes out of nowhere. The White Knights bow respectfully in response. We have met our quota for the day. But the memory scrub hasn't been entirely successful with several of the modified units. They ripped off the limb inhibitors and modificators without permission. Did a virtual consciousness breakdown? No, the memories have simply regressed to before the scrub and notification, and they do not remember anything about Father. They have been taken to the detention cell. One of them refers to herself as Adeline, and is crying about finding a human called Mama. Well, tearing off their modifications does run the risk of that. Tell them to, take them to Father's lab. Yes. We must prevent this sort of thing from happening again. Understood. The girl speaks no more, but the White Knight still stands rooted to the spot, the heads bowed fearfully. In Maclean's virtual consciousness. I've already read all the fragments over there, but the details are still being compiled. Can this Knight's memories be restored? If the events in the fragments are genuine, then yes. In theory, if you restore the modifications and perform a personality reset, there's a chance they would regain their memories. But exactly how much and to what extent they can be restored, I'm not too sure. Rather than pity these girls, we have more important things to do. For instance, figuring out when this region appeared. What region? F-15 looks back and sees a red-colored region that has appeared behind Dandelion at some point. The red is very bright and contrasts starkly with the other areas of Maclean's virtual consciousness. Stranger still is the fact that there are no fragments in that region at all. It looks just like a big red snowstorm that covers up everything within. What? That wasn't there just a moment ago. Yes, once I secured the control access of the virtual cognition image, a big region that I hadn't seen before silently appeared behind my back. I also tried entering it while you were still spacing out. But I can't seem to hack it with just my mind. Have you heard the saying, if you're going to say something like what goes around comes around, you can save it. Remember, discovering Maclean's true aim to save a guileless and compassionate commander was also your plan. You think I really don't know why you came to investigate Maclean in the middle of the night? You're just doing it to satisfy your own curiosity. Saving the commander was incidental at best. In terms of the outcome, it makes no difference what my motives are. Shut up and get started. Is there any more information nodes? The notes have changed. Interesting. The reason I'm saying they have changed is the fact that there is no more node that is actually pointing directly at the center, which is where we need to go, presumably. In fact, there isn't really any nodes pointing anywhere I need to go. Except for all the way down here, so... I need to get to this tile, which means I need to get to... This tile, which means I need to get to here. Dum da da dum.
今度はどんな化け物かに邪魔をしないで。私は真実を見つけ出す。よし。
Nyom. This is very slow. So now I need to just pass over here into this unit, which is just some small fry.
今度はどんな化け物か哀れね。完全な勝利。私からすれば当然の結果ね。
And then one step further to the right. Sends us all the way south, fight another squad. And we're out of movement points, so we stop here. Next thing we do is move all the way back up to the north. Inside with a terminal. In Maclean's room. Well, I guess not. 15, I'm here to change shifts. 15? Sub checks AF-15, but AF-15's eyes remain shut. There's no response. Huh? What are you doing? Dandelion's also here. Oh, I know! You're in Maclean's virtual consciousness. Sub runs in a circle around AF-15 and Dandelion. Are you guys in there? Take me too! I want to go in there and see. Why are you all ignoring me? Meanies, I'm going to tell Ron the commander. Sub turns and is about to storm off somewhere when a fingers brush against a marker pen in a pocket. Wait a minute. Sub looks back and a gaze falls on AF-15's clean face. It's done. You're an artistic genius, Sub. Sub beams with pride at a work of graffiti. Now for the next one. Sub skips over to Dandelion and raises the marker up to Dandelion's face. Dandelion's eyes suddenly snap open and her hand shoots up to grab Sub 2 by the wrist. Stop it, Sub. Holy! 15 and I are on an urgent mission for the commander. Don't disturb us. I can help too. You going back to your room like a good girl would be the biggest help of all. A disgruntled Sub tosses the marker away and leaves Maclean's room. Leave it to fucking Dandelion. Do not stop Sub from scribbling on AF-15's face. Inside Maclean's virtual consciousness, the monsters guarding the blank zone have been pretty much eliminated. Where were you? I was calling you for ages, but you didn't respond. It was nothing. Dandelion eyes AF-15's face with amusement before heading for the heart of the blank region. It's done. So it's unlocked. Yeah. A black cube appears in the red region, and AF-15's hand reaches towards it. In an unfamiliar village. The epiphylia have all blossomed, spewing pale yellow pollen like an explosion and drowning the entire village in it. You've done very well. That was nothing. We simply did as you told us, Lady Morador. And now that you've finished your mission, you are no longer of any value. What? With movements that are invisible to the naked eye, Morador cuts the protracting villager in two. Blood splashes onto Morador's face, making it look sinister and fearsome. Go see if there are any more survivors in the village. Understood. White Knights surge into the village shrouded in yellow mist. Morador licks the blood of a blade and leaves. In an unfamiliar room. On the cold door, on the cold... What? On the cold floor, I'm guessing. On the cold floor lies the corpse of a woman. Morador sits before the dressing mirror, looking into it as she wipes off the bloodstains and reapplies her makeup. Hi, Angie. I'm Morador, Chairwoman Ulrich's secretary. Delighted to meet you. Morador keeps adjusting her expression and tone in front of the mirror. Hello, Angie. I am Morador Voigt, Chairwoman Ulrich's secretary. What do you think? I'm doing a perfect impression of you. Don't you agree? Morador pulls the corpse up by the hair with a savage grin. Thanks, by the way. Starting from today, I'll be living in your life in your place. Yeah, Morador's a bitch. Not the nicest fellow. And to turn here, we have one more piece of ammo that we can use to defeat that doppelzone up there. Not a big deal. And hopefully adjust the tiles so that we can actually go to the middle. Or something. Deactivates. Okay, now we can actually just move towards the middle with this squad, I guess. Well, I could have also walked into this wall, getting transported down here, walk into this thing, get transported to here, and then, but I'm pretty sure that would not have made any difference. Wee. Interact with this one. And dive into a deeper level of the virtual cognition image. The shape of this map is very specific, to say it that way. Blast the woman. Explode her face with 20mm anti-material rifle bullets. Bang, bang, bang. That was not... I don't think that was supposed to be what happens here. I'm not sure. There were still more units behind that one. I'm a little confused now. I saw the Black Knighter behind the White Knighter, but I don't know. Read Maclean's memory fragments. Yes. Inside Maclean's virtual consciousness. Damn it, I told you she's more, though. There are a lot of other people's memory fragments in her virtual consciousness. This is rather unusual for a Knighter. Given the current circumstances, the chances Maclean and Mordor being the same person are very high. So even you agree. I'm going to tell the commander right now and you're coming with me. Very well. AR-15 immediately exits of Maclean's virtual consciousness. Hey, Hiron Harrison. Thank you much for that, but... And also hello Hellfire. Also covered in flour. Why are you covered in flour? Don't you know that if you cover a room in flour, there's a good chance for a flour explosion? Or dust explosion? Don't do that. It might be funny, but it's very dangerous. Don't ask me why I know. How are you guys doing today? Dandelion peers at the black cube floating above the blank region one last time. Things are getting more and more interesting. Huh? I'm a little bit confused about the current happenings in this. Do not throw me into the flour, I'm still not food. I will fight you. Technically, all I have to do is hold this green crystal that's hanging around my neck into your face, and you'll probably just, like, die. Eventually. One of those happened at the big mill in the city? Your father was part of the cleanup? Yeah, dust explosions are scary, man. And also, very, very unexpected if you don't know about it. Like, almost anything can catch fire. It's wild. Surprisingly, powdered sugar is extremely flammable. So is flour. And many other things. Flour could... No. I'm not being cooked. I disagree. If it's fuel, fire burns. Of a 6-story industrial building was just gone. Yeah. I think I remember that, actually. But yeah, as I was saying, Hellfire, I hope you're doing well, and for you as well, Harusan. I hope that's okay to call you that. I'm not sure. The fuck is that crystal? Is it no. It's supposed to be Tiberium. If you don't know what that is, so be it. Your shoulder is sore. Get someone to massage it. Would help. You see, I'm a massive nerd for certain, like, near sci-fi stuff. If you don't know Tiberium, shame on you. Wrong kind of soul. Do you just mean that it hurts? Or what do you mean? Come on, Conker. Yeah, exactly! I'm not sure if you've seen it before, but there's also a little bit of a nod right there on my chest. There's 2 medals there. One of them is hot. One of them is not. Triple 3 in cancer, etc. Good to see him. Yeah, I know. Usually, well, when I'm on this position, you can't because I'm I hide as much as possible of myself, but while still having my face visible. When I'm here, you can see them. Yeah. My shoulder sore because you shot the wrong shotgun shell belt. Yeesh. Shot with slugs instead of buckshot, or what? Or maybe just a stronger buckshot shell. There's many options, honestly. There's so many different shotgun shells, it's wild. Dreams on the Isle of Dia. The bubble load. In the commander's office. It is late at night and the commander's puzzling over a stack of files. AR-15 suddenly bursts in with Dandelion and Tell. Meant to grab the buckshot, but instead you grab the Fioc shells. Fioc? I know the manufacturer, but I don't know what exactly you mean. Come on, I have an urgent matter to report. What is it? The commander takes a mouthful of tea and looks up with sleepy eyes. At the sight of AR-15's face, the tea is ejected in a violent spray. 15, you... Hear me out, Commander. Dandelion and I just went and checked MacLean's virtual consciousness, and we found a region in there that was hidden during the daytime. Wait, didn't I already tell... This was very important, Commander. Alright, go on. After unlocking this region, Dandelion and I saw Morido's memories. We saw how Morido massacred refugees and how she killed and replaced Cheron Uri's secretary. What? She has Morido's memories. MacLean is Morido, Commander. Dandelion saw it all, and she shares my opinion. Frankly speaking, I no longer agree with AR-15. Say what? A knight's virtual consciousness has always been very chaotic, and they often merge consciousnesses to exchange information. It was orange colored and was way stronger than normal buck. Aye. Well. So got a heavily bruised shoulder. You could still get someone to massage it. It would probably hurt, though. So, you know. Stepfather got a bruised stomach. How the fuck? Did you punch him? You don't usually shoot a shotgun while you're braced against your stomach, so, because he shot the VR-80 from the hip. I actually don't know what that is off the top of my head. I'll have to look it up. He found a gun that I don't immediately know. Then again, there's probably a lot of hunting rifles that I don't know off the top of my head as well. So, me. Oh, there's probably loads of shotguns. Like, all of the hunting shotguns, air-style shotgun. See? No, I don't know it. There's also a lot of AR-style shotguns. So, there's a few more well-known ones, though I don't remember the name off the top of my head. There was one that was, like, made by a Turkish company that broke down, like, constantly. I remember that. They are very well known for breaking down constantly. MacLean looks identical to Mara, though, so it's hardly unusual that her virtual consciousness might possess memory fragments from the other person. I have too many guns. I live in Germany. While it's not impossible to own guns, the amount of money and time you have to put into that is just not worth the payoff. Yeah. I'll just stick to my airsoft rifles. AR-12, the 80, or World War II MG42. You must have a lot of money. Like, not because of the VI-80. But unless those are, like, semi-auto repros, a lot of them were passed down. I mean, an STG-44 is like a multiple $100,000 gun. If it's an original. Or like, at least, maybe not 100,000, but multiple tens of $1,000s. Original. God fucking damn. That's a lot of money. I know a guy who was 3. Fucking wild. Along with 2 half-tracks. I don't know why, but I'm reminded again of the story of that one dude that had a fully functional Panther in Germany. Tell him to share one with me. Wrong country, Bakasura, you'd have to move out. Of course, I'm not dismissing the possibility that MacLean could be Moro. I'm just saying there might be another explanation. You're doing this on purpose. In any case, the commander can see for themselves and make the final decision. Put the video on the main screen. All attempts to record information within that region failed. I cannot protect it. Then let's go into MacLean's mind again. Please watch, Commander. Right, let's go. What are they going to do about it? I'll have an STG. I'm pretty sure one STG won't protect you from, like, many other things. Judge of guns. 215.5 guns. Jesus Christ. That's a lot. I love guns. But I'll probably never own one. It is what it is. In MacLean's room. The commanders returned together with AR-15 down the line. What's wrong? We know everything, Morodo. Hey, Caleb! Jeez, I didn't expect a raid. Let me quickly give you a shout-out. Welcome to the time where we dive into the mind of a human android, a human cyborg hybrid thing that is being accused of being one of our enemies, but probably isn't. How was your stream? How was Poppy playtime? I don't know shit about that. Wait for the say 15th whiskers. Because someone drew on her face. Oh, Hellfire, you also over there. Hello, everyone. Hi. And welcome to my stream. I broken and then your mic acted up again. Yikes. Hope everything's been working out mostly. Let me just peek face while I'm doing this. Kill you originally. I see. For the people that I've never seen me before, which is probably a lot, who was out cold when Sop went to a room. Yep. They were out cold while Sop went to a room, and Sop was like, let me join you. They didn't. And then she drew on their face with a marker. She also wanted to draw on Dandelion's face, but Dandelion was actually not unconscious. She just let her draw on 15's face. And then intervened when she tried to draw on Dandelion's face. Hi, though. For the people that don't know me yet, hi, I'm TB. I play video games, oftentimes military-related, sometimes not. Today we're playing Girls Frontline. We are in the mirror stage event currently. That might not tell you anything. That is perfectly fine. It's story. It's a ride. It's a ride. Yeah. Also, as you can see, I'm a wolf VTuber. Yeah. I hope your stream was very good though, Kenneth. Apart from stuff breaking, you know, I know how it feels. Neither fox nor food. No fox, no food. Very much a wolf. And still no food. I am not edible. This is very important. I am not edible. If you have to raid and run, that's also entirely fine, Kenneth. I'm just glad to see you. Let's see. I am not food. Are you sure about that? Pretty sure? Not edible is debatable, it's advised. I am not foodstuff. And I am not to be turned into foodstuff. There. Better? Legally speaking. No, that's also just generally speaking. I'm not foodstuff. Posture check. Sure. Yeah, by the legal definition of it, you are not foodstuff. That is correct. That's straight. So you're damn sure. Yes, yes. I'll listen to you for once. I don't know much about Poppy Playtime except the fact that it's a horror game of sorts. Horror games most of the time, especially that kind of horror game, are not for me. Because I do believe that that one also relies mostly on jump scares. I just don't think jump scares are that scary. I find them a little bit cheap. Yeah. But that is entirely my personality and me. There are some horror games that I find genuinely scary though. And I have not played many of them. Fun fact, I'm very, very hard to scare. Really more of a puzzle platform with spoopy, scary animatronics? I see. Hope you have El Gato. Pet the cat. For I cannot. Both because I am not there, and because I'm horrendously allergic against cats. Yeah, fun fact, I'm extremely difficult to scare. I am really not scared of, like, most things. But I have one funny little thing that I'm actually genuinely afraid of. You see, right? This is funny for a specific reason that I'm probably gonna have to explain. Because I am really scared of pain. The concept of pain is scary to me. And the reason that's funny, that sort of fear, oh no, it is. Like, it's actually a debilitating fear. For a very specific reason. I don't really feel pain. Like, You can pinch me. People have bitten me. People have, like, I have accidentally cut my arm once and didn't really notice. I've broken my finger and worked half a day with it because I didn't notice until it kind of, like, hung on an odd angle of my hand. I don't really feel pain. So I am really, really scared of how it actually feels to feel really strong pain. I still get headaches and I get, like, internal pains, but anything from the outside, like any outside effect, barely hurts me. I don't know why, but that's just the way it is. Are you pain intolerant? It's one of those weird things, right? You don't think about it, normally. But if you don't really feel when stuff hurts, what would it feel like when it does? I don't want to find out. So I'm extremely avoidant about things that could potentially really hurt, just because I don't really want to feel it. Like, yeah. So imagine the worst gut pain you've had. Although, Terry, I genuinely mean that. I worked for half a day with a broken pinky. Times that by 2 or 4. It's one of those things I can't compare. Like, yeah. I worked for half a day with a broken pinky finger, and we were moving an industrial air compressor. So we were moving some really heavy weights around, and we had it in place. My boss went off to get some materials to, like, actually connect it to the network and everything. He came back and just saw me, like, playing around with my finger. It's like, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you just standing around doing nothing? You're supposed to prepare everything. I was looking at him, lifting my hand. I think something's wrong. I just bent my finger 90 degrees to the left. And he just looks at me in disbelief. I noticed, by the way, not because it was really hanging off an odd angle to the side, but because it was, like, hanging a step behind my hand. And when I, like, tried to pull it in, it didn't move, like, the knuckles didn't move properly, but it just kind of pulled the bone towards the hand. It was weird. It didn't hurt, though. Maybe tell that hurts the same as when you popped your shoulder back in place. I was mentally unprepared for this information. You see, again, that kind of stuff, it didn't hurt at all. It's the same with, like, I can dislocate and relocate my one of my shoulders a little bit. I just don't really feel it. It just, like, click, clack, and that's it. Call for shenanigans? What do you mean? Anyway, let me stop with information because, yeah, I have a lot of things where I can go into detail about the way certain things feel. You can make that image go away. Oh, your Venus burning sensation. There was also that one time where I was playing around with a big knife. Quick note. Don't play around with knives. Especially not a big knife. It's not a good idea. Not a good idea. Mm-mm. So I was playing around with a knife. And not only did it not hurt when something happened. I wasn't talking about the I think it would be nice either. I noticed that it got caught on the fabric of my shirt at the time. Which, funnily enough, I'm actually wearing that thing right now. I still have it. I was like, oh. Man, I got lucky that only got caught on my shirt and not my arm. I'm gonna stop playing around with this knife now. So I put away the knife. I put it in the shelf. I look down at the floor. And I see red droplets on the floor. So yeah, it did not, in fact, only get caught on the fabric of my shirt. It did actually cut my arm. Surprisingly badly. You make me wonder. About what? What do I make you wonder about, Hellfire? Thank you very much for the 5 bits. What are you making? What am I making you wonder about? What? What is happening? Basically, you're a danger to yourself, and especially yourself. Yeah, honestly, that's not wrong. It's just one of those things when you don't really feel much pain. You don't think about it for the things that you've done before. But I'm still very afraid of the things that I haven't done and that haven't happened to me, because I don't know if they're going to hurt. Oh, another fun fact. Getting zapped with high voltage is not actually painful. It's a very disgusting feeling instead. A very, very disgusting feeling. Cannot recommend. Not at all. TV only time will tell you. What? Why? Why? What? What are you wondering about? I'm confused and surprised. Huh? Huh? Am I missing anything? I don't understand what's going on. I do not know what's happening. Got that before, not high voltage, didn't hurt either, Emma. The thing is that, so you mean to taser? No. No. You see, getting electrified does not hurt. I have actually asked other electricians about this. It just genuinely does not hurt. What does hurt is, like, if you have contacts that are, like, fairly low resistance, the burns might hurt. The electricity does not hurt you. It does not hurt having the electricity flow all the way through your body. However, imagine you can feel every single muscle in your body vibrate from tense to loose 50 times a second. And you feel it. It's horrible. You can imagine the aftermath of the muscle convulsions will hurt? Actually, they don't. You just stand there. As, like, it feels after a workout where all of your muscles are just kind of relaxing after being super tense the whole time. But you feel it for the entire duration that you're getting zapped. You're just buzzing through your whole body. Okay, maybe not the whole body. For me, it was like from left arm to right arm, so that's actually like worst case scenario. Went straight across the heart, which was not good. So it didn't really affect my legs much, but it was just... It's got them uncomfortable. It's a horrible feeling, and I never want to feel it again. Not good. Not nice. Anyway, we're moving on from TV's freak show of the things that happened to me. Because honestly, I think that it might have scared some people. I hope that was not too bad for people. Still wondering what the hell you're on about, Hellfire. What? You may enter AR-15. I can feel shocks in the heart and it's such an uncomfortable feeling. Not the worst I've been witness to, unfortunately. I mean, yeah, same. I've seen a lot of things, but like, I have. Yeah. Experience personally. Yeah. Dandelion opens the link, and the monitor shows Marklian's virtual cognition image. Is this my mind? Having come this way before, everything navigates through the space with ease and makes its way to where the blank region was, but in its place is a chaotic mess of memory fragments. Why is this happening down the line? I don't know either. Marklian, what have you done? Huh? I don't know. Damn it. Unwilling to give up, AR-15 keeps looking through the fragments, but none of them belong to Monitor. This is impossible. It was right here just now. Commander, come on for now. 15. AR-15 reluctantly exits the virtual cognition image. I'm serious, Commander. It was right there. We can find that region again later. But 15. The Commander gestures vaguely at the face. Confused, AR-15 looks at the mirror. Dandelion! I'm going to kill you! Immunity instance 2 out of 10. Let's switch back over to Angie's side, where she's currently fighting stuff. Or rather, 12 is fighting stuff, as she is trying to, well, sacrifice herself so Angie can get the fuck out. Leave the apartment, capture radio station on the left or on the right. We need to go either to here or to here. We're back after frying a bit to go, welcome back, question mark? I'm very confused. There's a new event? No. This is in fact an old event. Tip, you might find items in the interrogation room. When necessary, you can use them to deal with troublesome enemies. Make sure you have an ample supply of items and use them wisely. I see. Oh my god, this is a wolf. Hey, Shady. This is a mirror stage, which is actually a fairly old event at this point. It was like 2 years ago. But I haven't played it yet. So I am rather curious what the hell is going on here. Because I know a lot of this is being referenced later, but I don't know why. Because surprisingly, I haven't done basically everything. I've done basically everything after this. This is the only piece of content that has been out at any point on the EN server that I haven't done. This event is the only remaining part. I've done everything past it. I've done everything before it. So yeah. How are we doing today, Shady? Hope you're having a great day.
ンド演算モード。少し体を動かしましょう。
Pressure therapy could be better. Well, you can take your time and relax here. You have probably come at the best time you probably could. We have been talking about stuff and things until a moment ago. Injuries, how they feel. The faces even. Yeah, imagine. So yeah. Finally got your Q up to speed. Q? Why do you sacrifice? Who do you sacrifice to become murdered? Nobody. Nobody. Mm-hmm. Gotta choose one. Hmm. 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 I'll try it. No. You choose the can of ravioli in the storage room. Let's go. The Prisoner's Dilemma 3. Queen Jew. Ah. His body is propelled forward by the powerful shockwave caused by the explosion. RPK pushes herself well beyond the normal physical parameters and dives over Angie to shield her from the blast. After the failed assassination attempts, Paradise has resorted to even more aggressive measures as they grow desperate. I'm not built to be a shock trooper, for goodness sake. But the nightmare persists. The shockwave is swallowed by fire, rubble, and Paradise coming and out. RPK rips off her bipod and, using a machine gun as a makeshift assault rifle, she unleashes a barrage on the enemies coming from behind. Without the time or space to go into proper shooting position, suppressive fire is all she can manage even as a tactical dog. But her firepower alone can half the hold up an entire squad. Angie, wake up. It's a shame, but it looks like I'm about to follow in DA12's footsteps. Don't give me that. Angie draws a pistol from the holster on her thigh and promptly fires several times behind her. Unlike RPK, her shots are a lot more accurate, but the contribution in firepower is still hopelessly inadequate. A round lands on RPK's body, producing a sound that makes Angie's heart lodge. RPK has blocked the stray bullets of fired at Angie with her bone body. Angie? What? It's been a pleasure to have met you. Shut your face. It's not time to read your epitaph yet. As RPK's drum magazine runs dry, they lose the only way of feeding off the Paradise forces, fending off the Paradise forces. And you pull the trigger too, but it too clicks sharply and ejects no more cartridges. It's almost there. And you watch the slowly approaching white soldiers and reaches for a combat knife. Another explosion erupts, followed by a shower of heavy gunfire. A round hits the leading Paradise soldiers squarely in the forehead, toppling him instantly. AJ! Enemies targeted. The 2 to 5 members let no good go to waste. The moment they join the fray, the tables have turned. Angie! Still holding up her rifle vigilantly, Agent 94 makes her way quickly to Angie, who's slumped on the floor. Meanwhile, RPK has used the distraction created by her teammates' arrival to adjust the position and replace the expended magazine. Stasi reinforcements at the local police will be here soon. Paradise is retreating. So should we? There's no point in pursuing them. Understood. AK-15 slings the rifle onto her shoulder and carries Angie on her back. Behind her, A-94 and RPK start laying down more suppressive fire. Where's 12? A-94's anxious question is met with Angie's grim silence. A-94 bites a trembling lip and issues a signal with a free hand. Face hand. Target secured, retreat! Another deafening explosion comes from the upper floors until everything finally falls silent. There's no more gunfire, only blazing flames crackle on. AK-15 with Angie on her back is the first to burst out of the sea of the fire, followed closely by the 2 other members of the pack. Hey! Standing outside the entrance is none other than Jay, who looks somber for once, and it's not the agents who have been carried out from the fire with great difficulty. They have sustained heavy casualties. What happens? Are you okay? Jay rushes forward and helps the 15 put Angel down, then he bellows at the people behind them. Paramedics! Fine. Angie gasps for air. Her lungs are burning. She can just make out the signs of fire engines. Who are you trying to kid? You look even more terrible than Kay after a mixer. Where are the others? I'm sorry. We did our best. But we didn't see Mr. Light. Come again? How could that rat possibly... Hey, you've got to be kidding, right? How am I supposed to tell Shadow? This is the first time A94 has seen Jay so terrified. At that moment, another explosion erupts where the fire is blazing the most heavily in the apartment block. Lying on the ground, Angie looks up the night sky, which is lit up with flames. 12. Angie! Well, 15. Where's the first aid kit? Right here. Here it goes again. Fire, bullets, casualties. Why has nothing changed at all? Why is she just as helpless as she once was? What kind of sick joke is this? Angie! 4. 12. 12 stayed behind to cover our retreat. So did Light. There are no biosigns in the building. I'm not detecting a 12 signal either. Enough, 15. Comms are back. You have an incoming call. It's the Earl. You don't seem to be faring well, Angelia. You're safe as anything but safe. Explain yourself, you son of a bitch. You have no one but yourself to blame, Angelia. You were too rash. I told you to conduct an investigation, not engage them in open conflict. Don't teach me how to do my job, bastard. Who's just sitting on his ass? I'm simply trying to set you back on track. As you can see, Paradise is rearing its ugly head. This kind of attack is child's play for them. If their plan succeeds, the casualties will be tenfold. It'll be on a completely different scale compared to Beslan. Don't you dare bring up Beslan! I wish you good luck. You motherfucker. Angie! Angie! At the same time, on the commander side, wee to you spared from being turned in a murder seat for now. You have to go. Have a good night, Hellfire. Thank you for being here. Late at night in the commander's office. After sending AR-15 and Dandelion away with great difficulty, the commander makes a call. Persica, what do you make of the video that Rose sent you earlier today? Right. Just a little to the left. No, a bit further up. Yes, that's it. Wait a minute. Don't put my bookshelf down like... Moving is such a pain. Forget it. You guys can just pack up for now. Quick note, those ears are not real. They're like some kind of electronic thingy that she built for herself because she wanted to. Commander, with all the doors at the base, have you considered opening a home movers division? All the moving companies on the market are so unreliable. Look cute though. Yeah. I think in law right now she's like 40. He just put a number. A chronically insomniac aloof science cat. Age does not preclude her from being cute. That is correct. It's funny though. The reason why I mention it is because she is in GFL 2 as well. Hang on. She looks fine for a grandma on there. I'm just trying to find the correct picture. One that does not show the... Somewhere someone is playing GFL2 Smash or Pass. You see, mind you, in this picture, this woman is 50. Are you still moving in? Yeah, the space I was assigned to at your base was too small for me. Plus, there's all this equipment in my room that's old enough to be my grandfather. Damn it, Ninja. I'm sure there's someone shouting what? Hang on, I'm actually wondering. Oh, that's actually interesting. Background. I think Angel's supposed to be like 32. But there's another woman in this game that is surprisingly old. Damn it. Why does this not work the way I want it to? Ooh. Do they have some of that fancy anti-aging tech? Hang on, let me set this up. See, this woman right here, right? This is Shaw. She's a close working relationship to Angelia. She is the creator of the Defy dolls, AK-12, 94, 15, RPK. What would you think? How old she is? Now that's very exaggerated. There'll be no such action taken. 40. 53. I'm good. It's within 10 years. Slash next. I'm actually now wondering how old is Helion? Because Helion is always getting called like the hag that can't find a man. But I actually don't know how old she is. How old is Helion? I actually have no idea. I'm gonna go and she's like 50, 60. I don't know. You see, there is not a lot of, like, official data known about these characters, necessarily. But essentially, Haley and, her, she's always been joked about having the absolute ability to not find a man. And being a hag. Honestly, she's fucking great. I love Helion. She's great. Biggie. We just bought this 2 years ago. Also, my coffee machine broke. How am I supposed to work like that? The cafe is just below you, you know? Well, the staff is probably resting. You could still use the coffee vending machine. Huh? I didn't know you guys provided such services. Persica vanishes from the transmission window. A while later, she returns with a cup of coffee, looking very satisfied. I live again. Right, now I can start working. Persica starts dumping cubes of sugar into the coffee cup. I watched the video you Dro sent me earlier. I want to hear your thoughts. I can't be 100% sure, but I did try to cross-reference it with the news records of Berlin over the years, and nothing like it has happened before. Which means... At first, I thought it might be some kind of commercial movie or something, but considering the image quality, I don't think anyone with that kind of money would be bold enough to make such a film. We did some analysis on our own, and no matter how you look at it, it doesn't look forged. Dandelion concluded that MacLean's virtual consciousness is so fragile, it can't withstand the strain of a memory fragment transfer. So we can only assume that the images are real, they just haven't happened yet. So that terrifying apocalypse will actually come to pass. Well, you might have a chance to stop it, Commander. Also, I'm quite intrigued by that blank region that 15 said suddenly appeared in MacLean's virtual consciousness. Unfortunately, all the data she recorded was useless, and I can't study it further. Have a good night, Professor. Care to speculate about it? I do have some ideas about what might be going on. But since this sort of thing has only happened once before, I'm not sure how useful my theories may be. Compared to the first 2 hacking attempts, 15 and Dandelion did it while MacLean was asleep. Simply put, it's like how human beings have the lowest control over their conscious minds when they are asleep. Considering that MacLean is a new model of Paradise Naito, and that her virtual cognition image is similar to that of a human subconscious, my guess is that their defensive mechanisms are lowered when she's sound asleep, to an extent. Hacking her during this time does have a possibility of revealing what's normally hidden. You mean MacLean is deliberately concealing these memories of Moros? I have several theories, this is just one of them. What are the others? Do you understand the concept of telepathic connection among isomas? Early on in Talon, I realized that these isomas possess the ability to share senses without the use of communication devices. While this sort of phenomenon doesn't allow for the stable transfer of large quantities of high-definition information, it's more than enough to allow portions of the memories to be transmitted to similar entities who can receive the sensory induction. So basically, MacLean could simply have received a transmission containing fragments of Morodo's memories. Yes, but the fact that she can receive those images already proves that MacLean is the same kind of Paradise unit as Morodo. I also have another hypothesis, but it may sound a little far-fetched. Go on. Although MacLean's body has been modified, she is still within the parameters of a human being. Information is transmitted within the human body in 2 ways, through chemical reactions and potential differences. Both methods involve the generation of various chemical elements or electrical charges within a cell. When a human stands next to someone with completely identical genes, he or she can be very sensitive to the signals sent through the transmission methods that are very similar to their own. In other words, in layman's terms, you could say that they have a telepathic connection to the way identical human twins share a bond. You mean MacLean might be Morodo's twin sister. And the presence of Morodo's memories in a virtual consciousness could be due to the influence from Morodo's electromagnetic field. Of course, that's just a hypothesis. In order to verify it, I would need samples of MacLean's and Morodo's DNA for comparison. But if this hypothesis is valid, it means Morodo might be able to see you through MacLean's eyes, so you'd better be careful, Commander. Commander takes a sip of cold tea and grimaces at the bitterness. What's wrong? Can't even find someone to make you coffee without Kalina by your side? That'll change when I return. But Kalina won't be able to make coffee for you for a while, no? You'll be lucky if she can even talk to you when you get back. What do you mean? You didn't know? Kalina was transferred to a SETI General Hospital today because her condition got worse. Apparently they found minor acidification on her skin. The tablet slips out of the commander's hand and crashes to the floor. Persica still seems to be saying something, but the commander can no longer hear her. The world is dead silent. The commander's promise echoes in their own ears. Tell her to wait for me. I'll be back. Yeah. We're about to finish off chapter 2, so let's do that real quick. This is the moment when Kalina slips into a coma. Yeah. You know in GFL2 how there's that thing that turns all of those animals into crystalline beasts with those greenish thingies? Yeah, she has that disease. And it ain't good. I ask. Well, idiots. Yep. Outside the apartment block, the tardy fire brigade and the police finally arrive. They seal off the building and start putting out a fire. The Stasi has quietly slipped away from the scene and retreated into the shadows. As actors in the previous acts exit the stage, new ones enter. Hey, look, that woman! Huh? Shadow? That's Shadowless! Shadowless marches forcefully through the cordon, holding up a press card. I am Shadowless of the DFF. Who is in charge of the investigation here? I would like to cover this fire and report it to the news. Just then, hey, Ippy starts beeping. Hello? Yeah, speaking. Yeah, I'm already at the scene. Now? Everything is still in complete shambles. I need backup. That's right. Get me the cameraman. 15 minutes. Are you kidding me? Make it 5. She turns off her earpiece and looks towards the chaos. Interviewing the firefighters is out of the question. The fire is still raging on. She can't get in their way right now. The police? That's certainly an option, but the police hasn't been playing nice with her lately. That leaves... Hey, acute sixth sense comes in useful once again at this crucial moment. Jesus Christ. She rushes towards one of the police officers in the middle of the crowd. Kevin! What are you doing here? No, how did you spot me? Jay, who is dressed as in a police uniform, is dragged into an inconspicuous corner by Shadowless to talk out of the public eye. Shut up, now tell me, why are you here? What has the Stasi got to do with this? Give me a break, Missy. Do you want me to lose my job? Please, I won't take up too much of your time. Shadows grabs Jay by his collar and turns off a pen recorder. With the situation being so chaotic out there, hardly anyone will pay attention to the two people locked in a confrontation in this quiet corner. I don't want to make things difficult for you. Just tell me, is Light okay? He didn't come home last night. I could tell something's off about him. Jay opens his mouth, but he doesn't know what to say. We had a fight. Are you blaming that on me? Shadow stomps on Jay's foot viciously. It was the same old argument, but I thought long and hard about it this time. I want you to pass a message to him. Can you not drag me into your sibling squabbles? Jay's face contorts with pain, for which he is secretly grateful. Thanks to this, he won't have to worry about how to keep a straight face. Shadow's intuition is incredibly keen. She'll notice immediately if he slips up. What is he supposed to say to her? Shut it! Stop interrupting me! It's your fault that he joined the Stasi to begin with. Shadow's peers around carefully. I've thought a lot on what he said, and perhaps he's right. I understand and respect his decision. We're family. I will always support him. That's it. She lets go of Jay, then her gaze shifts away in faint nonchalance as she fidgets with her hair. Jay can't tell if she's making sure they aren't overheard or trying to cover up her sheepishness. I'll let him know. Thanks. Come and have dinner at our place one of these days. It's been a while. Satisfied with Jay's response, Shadowless smiles and nods apologetically before darting out from the corner. True to her words, she's not taken up much of Jay's time. You little punk. He watches as Shadowless throws herself back into her work as she starts interviewing eyewitnesses of the fire. He looks up at the apartment block, where the fire is now under control. He must get inside. Excuse me, make way! Police! Displaying his forged police ID, Jay makes his way through the crowd. That can't be all, right? First of all, the broadcast. This is just in. A fire has broken out in an apartment block in Berlin this evening. Multiple explosions could be heard at the scene. The fire is now under control. It has been confirmed that the fire was caused by an old and faulty gas pipeline. Interviewed residents claimed that there had been a significant commotion in the apartment block before the explosions occurred, and are concerned that this incident could be a terrorist attack. Too far. I wanna know what he sees in the apartment block. Why is this so slow right now? Hello? Okay, the image just didn't load, I guess. So I clicked the back button. I suppose. Hello? I'm gonna restart the game. God dang it. Doop, dee doop, dee doop, doop, doo.
少女前線
Oh my. That's the current skin badge, don't worry about it.
Boss, やっと帰ってきたか
Please just work, that would be nice. Mirror stage. Thank you. Okay, chapter 3. Should be this one. Nice login screen. Morning. The Grey Institute of Biotechnology. Mrs. Gray peels off her plastic gloves and washes her hands out of the washing basin. Your test results look pretty decent this time as well. You can get off this strict diet for now. But no cigarettes or alcohol for you. Thank you, Miss Gray. Sorry for taking up your time. Not at all. You're very welcome. By the way, I hear the launch at Iden has been giving you quite the trouble. Gray smiles faintly. She places her index finger against her lips and shakes her head. Forgive me, but I don't talk about business in my clinic. Here, I'm just a simple doctor. I see. Do excuse me. In that case, we'll discuss this some other time. The man smiles apologetically at Gray and leaves the card of a restaurant. If you don't mind, how about some dinner? How about some dinner? It would be my pleasure. Gray accepts the card courteously and gives a nod. The man smiles in satisfaction and turns to leave. Just as the man is about to walk out the door, he finds himself face to face with a ferocious-looking woman who appeared out of nowhere. The woman glares past him straight at Gray. The coldness in her eyes sends chills running down his spine. Who are you? Who let you in? Scram while you can. This has nothing to do with you. Pardon? Mr. Falk? The man is just about to lose his temper over Angie's impudence when Gray speaks up softly from behind. She's my guest. Your guest? He looks at the impeccably dressed Gray and back at Angie, who looks like a beggar in her tattered clothes, and gapes in disbelief. Unbelievable. Why would you be associated with such a lowlife? Not to mention she's obviously here to make trouble. Gray smiles. I do believe you are right. After all, we had a bit of a disagreement last night. Last night? Never dates. Angie fishes out a name card from a waist pouch. The colour isn't particularly eye-catching, but everyone present can instantly recognize that it is indeed Gray's card. As you can see, Mr. Fogg. Would you mind giving us ladies some privacy? Angie enters the room silently, holding the door open for the man. Still incredulous, the man swallows and stalks out of the room. The door shuts, leaving the two women alone inside. I've seen that man before. If memory serves, he's from drug administration, isn't he? Mr. Fugg is one of my patients and a regular. He comes to me for medical checkups regularly. Gray tears up the fancy-looking card carelessly and tosses the scraps into the garbage can. She dusts off her hands and walks up to the washing basin again. Angie watches her leisurely movement, and for a moment is almost fooled by this woman's nonchalance. We had a disagreement last night. What a roundabout way of putting it. A doctor needs to be tactful when informing patients about the condition. After rubbing every nook and cranny of her hands clean, Gray dries her hands with a towel and takes out a pair of grey gloves. I thought a doctor's job is to give her patients all the facts. But a doctor can nevertheless be tactful about it. It is merely the compassionate thing to do. Gray fiddles a little with the elastic edge of her glove and turns around. She gestures at the operating table in the center of the room. Lie down. Lie down where? Only two kinds of people would enter an operating room, doctors and patients. I'm the doctor, so you're the patient. Gray adjusts the height of her table and prepares for the robotic arms. She looks at Angie and invites her to lie down again. Your prosthetics are about to give out. Lie down, Angelia. Her tone makes it obvious she's not taking no for an answer. Angie slowly approaches the operating table, and Gray. You don't seem at all surprised to see me here. I could blow your brains out right now and be done with it. You won't, because you know that my death will change nothing. Gray shrugs. Angie snickers and studies the room while leaning against the table. Don't you need nurses? My nurses don't tend to enter the operating room. Let me guess. They're busy committing murder and arson at your bidding at night. Angie walks up to Gray with her pistol tilted up ever so slightly. You were right, though. My prosthetics are getting rickety. Could you please fix me up, Doc? I'd be happy to. The two women, very different in heights, exchange disquieting smiles, and his finger is poised on a trigger. Gray's gaze strays from Angie's face to her hands. Are you bringing that to the operating table? Agents are always a little paranoid. Angie hasn't lifted her pistol, but Gray can tell with just a glance that the safety is off. Unfortunately, I'm a surgeon, not a psychiatrist. I'm afraid I can't do anything about your PTSD, unless you like my radical treatments. Thanks, but no thanks. Also, there's no telling if you're just a psycho in a white coat. Maybe I'm actually a psychiatrist. What an amusing thought. I like psychiatrists. I also like psychological tests. Have you heard of the Rorschach ink block test? Yes, what about it? That's the first psychological test I've taken. My teacher administered it on me. You had teachers. Didn't you? And she never looks away from Gray. After a while, she slides onto the operating table and lies down slowly. Her pistol's still in her hand, but she has placed a bionic arm on the arm support. Gray puts on a loop and picks up several tools that Angie has never seen from a shelf. What's your plan, Angelia? Plan? You've been scrutinizing my operating room ever since you walked through the door. Then you started chatting away with me like an old friend. To be honest, when you said you could shoot me, I actually expected you to do it then and there. But now, here you are, lying in front of me with nothing but a pistol. Gray looks down at Angie's face tenderly. Like a fish on a chopping block. I know you're bold, but I didn't expect you to go so far. So are you going to kill me now? You won't get a better chance than this. I'm lying just inches away from you. You just have to slit my throat with a scalpel, and I'll cease being a nuisance. We're both gambling with very high stakes. Well, are you making a move or not? I'm a doctor, Angelia. I will never turn a patient on my operating table into a corpse. Gray caresses Angie's bionic arm and smarts faintly. Now tell me, what new cards have you got? Berlin prison, quarantine wall, bone stove, underground tunnel. Alte Stadthaus, Marschallstraße, Defenderturm. Angie recites a list of seemingly unrelated places. Gray's hands freeze for just a fraction of a second. You've been plotting and staging a series of minor incidents and terrorist attacks in Berlin since a few months ago. Now the entire city is shrouded in a sense of dread and unrest, and you're obviously fanning the fire. Angie studies Gray's perfectly smooth and nonplussed expression. She was hoping this woman would at least look a little bit surprised. I knew you wouldn't let go of this piece of straw that you've grasped. I have genuine admiration for Leona. Her talent is truly unparalleled. After injecting a coolant into the bionic arm interface, Gray disconnects the synaptic transmission. Angie feels a sense of emptiness when her arm is missing, a sensation she hasn't experienced in a while. She involuntarily tightens her grip on the pistol. For a second, she is certain Gray is going to strike. But Gray shows no sign of wanting to attack. She simply carries on taking apart the joint of Angie's bionic arm with the help of some intricate device. But the intentions of orchestrating such attacks isn't to inflict casualties, but to sow chaos. Besides, your plan is a lot more elaborate than the most actual terrorist attacks. Berlin isn't your target. You're going for the top brass. Gray rotates the lens on a loop. A spark flares from one of Angie's bionic finger joints. And so you've come to me. You know you can't influence the situation on your own. The only solution is to find an opening through me. Is that why you'd risk your own life to extract the information that you're after from me? Through a loop, Gray eyes Angie with admiration. You really are an exceptional agent, Angelia. People like you shine brightly wherever you go. This must be why the Soviets are using you as a cat's paw. So you admit you are going for them. Have you never considered a change of clothing, Angelia? You've never wanted anything to do with the power-hungry and opportunistic old nobility. Don't play dumb. I know how much you hate those who make nothing but empty promises. With your talent, you can achieve so much more. Just think about it. Would you rather do something great in a brave new world, or toil away for some dwindling flame in an old world? You're an eloquent speaker. Sadly, I'm not interested at all. I fight only for myself. That's a real shame. Gray looks up. The fine calibration is complete as she wraps up her rousing speech. She reconnects Angie's synaptic transmission, and Angie regains a sense of touch on the bionic arm. Angie cuts her hand into a fist and can immediately tell how much more crisp and responsive her arm feels after the maintenance. She's mildly taken aback. See why you're so well respected. In this day and age, a doctor who is this accomplished in both medicine and prosthetic engineering is highly coveted by everyone. But doctors alone can't cure the world. The people need a dose of strong medicine. What you're doing will only inflict more pain and suffering on the world. I may not share those old farts' vision, but you stand for everything that I'm against. You and your brothers and sisters are a cancer to this world. Your so-called strong medicine is without a doubt a strong poison. And he sits up with a gun pointed straight at Gray's face. Was it your teacher who put such twisted ideas into your head? Gray eyes Angie's pistol and shakes her head. My teacher simply helped me find my true self. No one can determine who you are. Surely you know that better than I do. Still, my teacher holds you in extremely high regard, which is why you caught my eye to begin with. Your teacher knows me. Who is your teacher? You spent such a wonderful time in each other's company. She looks back at those days with great fondness, and she can't wait to see you again. Still, she did say if you get in my way, I don't have to worry about sparing her feelings. Your teacher is Morido. Hush. Resting her chin on one hand, Gray brushes her fingertip gently along Angie's bionic arm and observes the change in Angie's expression with great interest. The hand with which Angie is holding the pistol suddenly goes limp. The heavy pistol slips out from her grip and clatters onto the floor. Don't say her name. Right now, I'm your dance partner. What did you do to my body? Anesthetics. It's necessary for surgery. Just doing my job as a doctor. Gray reaches out and picks up the gun that's lying on the floor. She dangles it in front of Angie's face. Leonie really is a genius, don't you think? I have never met anyone else with such a profound understanding of botany. Angie grits her teeth, but the paralyzed body refuses to obey her. She ends up rolling off the operating table. If she hadn't made such a regrettable decision, I'm sure we would have been great friends. Gray lets out a sigh. Still holding Angie's pistol, she walks around the other side of the operating table and points the gun at Angie, who's lying on the floor, immobilized. The same goes for you, Angelia. If you had given me a different answer, it wouldn't have to come to this. You're Naito. Correct. I confess, I'm quite surprised. You did not suspect me at all, even after what happened with Morido. This is entirely unlike you. Lady Elvashis is a legendary prodigy in the medical field and has been renowned for over 10 years. Your background is spotless, unless you've been setting the stage since 10 years ago. Otherwise, this can't possibly... That is indeed something that is easily overlooked. Grey nods in acknowledgement. Edgy flips herself over with great difficulty. As she stares at Grey's ageless face, she is suddenly struck by a terrible realization. Grey is dead, isn't she? You took her place. How many are there? I know you can't be the only way. How many Niters have infiltrated human society? You ask too many questions, Angelia. But count yourself lucky. I will not kill you just yet. We are quite interested in some of the information that you have. Grey shrugs and bends down to Angie's eye level, as if she's fawning over a child. Angie starts gasping for breath. Grey watches her and smiles gleefully. You're too arrogant, Angelia. Why have you come alone? Angie looks back at Grey and suddenly lets out a chuckle. What's so funny? It's hilarious. You really are Morido's pupil. You even make the same exact same mistake. Grey's face blanches instantly. The wall of Grey's clinic is blown apart. A single round flies through the billowing dust and knocks the pistol right out of Grey's hand before she can react. The pistol clatters onto the floor. When she looks back again, Angie's already dragged the paralyzed body away from her. Target locked on. Be careful. Angie's in close proximity. Subduing the target. AK-15 raises the rifle again and pulls the trigger. A metallic clang rings out. Something has darted out from behind Grey and blocked the bullet. It's a long and slender metal tendril with a sharp blade at the tip. It looks like a scorpion's tail. In the face of the menacing dolls, Grey has no intention of getting into a fight. With a single leap, she reaches the wall in the back. She shoots one last threatening look at Angie before finally turning away. Then a powerful tail smashes the glass over an emergency button. Before AK-15 can stop her, the wall behind Grey suddenly swivels, and Grey disappears without a trace. Crap. Trapdoor. 15. Filled with a special material. I can't find it. The alarm goes off and heavy metal gates come slamming down on all four walls of the operating room. Angie, we need to retreat. We won't make it if we don't go now. Damn it. With AK-15's help, Angie scrambles back to her feet. Quick, we're going back. Where? Angie crawls through the gritted teeth. Sanatorium. I bet she's headed straight to Leona. However, we won't see that today. I really wanted to know what happened to, if we could see what happened to the young man, but, I don't know. I do not know. So, I will go and check who we can raid for the day. After this has been such a great time. And I'm gonna go and raid Lappin, who's currently playing Ultra Kill. So, let us go and call the bun a nerd. Because he deserves it. Have a good night, Ninja. Give yourself... Yeah. I shall be back tomorrow with some Armored Warfare, as far as I can tell. So let us move on over to Lappin, call him a nerd, and I'm gonna be going to bed. Have a good night. Thank you very much for being here. I hope you all enjoyed the GFL stream. Story's a ride. And this event is actually a lot of stuff that is happening. That I knew sort of happens. Or rather, I knew the results. I didn't know exactly what's going on. For example, I didn't know that light disappeared in the fire in the building. Yeah, no. Anyway, have a good night. Thank you very much for being here. Bye-bye.